With the pen, I'm learning life. My verse is divine. Words inspire with perfect time. Nurtured right. Them man there be learning lines, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys, welcome back. Another live stream, another video, back at the same original time. Big up everyone that is locked in. We got over 150 of you guys in here already. That is mad. Everyone, hit the like button immediately. Plenty to get into in today's stream, as always. We got CHO. We finally got a loan deal for CHO. Looks to be going to Bayer Leverkusen. That deal should be completed either today or tomorrow. There's ongoing Aubameyang talks that we'll be discussing as well. The Fofana situation, we've had another £70 million bid rejected, which is just like, why are we waffling and wasting time on this? But yeah, we'll get into that too. I understand the sentiment, but we got to do the trust in Tuchel thing. But I don't think there's any updates on Anthony Gordon just yet. So I don't think we're going to be talking about him today's stream unless something comes out. What else is there? Aubameyang, there's Ziyech talks, more Ziyech talks, I guess. And yeah, other than that, I think that's all for today. Most of the news is surrounding Hudson-Odoi. I see people talking about West Ham going for Paqueta and Newcastle going for Alexander Isak, and that, to be honest, we won't read that linked with Isak anyway. And I haven't really done enough research to tell you whether he's this type of striker that we need anyway. But I'm sure we'll discuss it in the panel within the next day or two. Big up Flawless. As always, check out Prayer for the Ops down in the description below. You guys already seen the little taste. If you want to get the full thing, link is in the description. And the link is also in the description for Jerseys FC for all your free, affordable Chelsea jerseys. Not free, but if you want to get it at an affordable discount, use the code CarefreeLewisG down in the description below for 20% off all your available shirts, unless you're getting a rival kit, then use 20% more. But we move. Big up everyone that's locked in here. Go AM, Shaq, Flawless as always, my G, Senegalese Maldini, SU, Rion, Ilias, Supreme Quads, Chelsea database saying, what happened to Frankie? Bro, I said I wasn't going to talk about Frankie de Jong until there was any more updates. The Frankie de Jong situation speaks for itself. He don't want to go. Barca want him to go. His missus doesn't want to go. And until one of them relents, he ain't going anywhere. So it is what it is. Like I said that like 3-4 weeks ago or something along the lines of that. I don't think he's joining us unless he makes the move for it. The ball's in his court no matter what way Barcelona tried to switch it. It's up to de Jong what he does. So he ain't coming to us. Not unless he decides to move himself. Bid rejected for Fofana. If you need a centre-back, Maguire is there. Nah, man. You got your little depth there. You've got Maguire bench, which is fair enough to you lot. You lot deserve that. But no, we do not deserve any more pain or suffering. I don't want Maguire at the bridge. I've already said if the fridge comes to the bridge, I'm jumping in a fridge and jumping off a bridge. So fuck all that. I'm good. Every time, bro. Every time. You know what it is. Oh, we got someone to use the code. Let's go. What's everyone saying in the comment section? Where do you guys want to start off with? Yusuf says, we won. Odoi is about to ball out. Yes, I believe that. But it's because he's going to the fucking social distancing league. That's the only bummer of it. Let's go into the CHO news. Perfect place to start, I guess. Where is it? Bayer Leverkusen are closing in on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Negotiations are set to be completed with Chelsea on loan after CHO turned down 2 loan proposals from Premier League clubs. Why? I don't get that. The deal's progressing well and it should be completed this week. Now, first and foremost, I'm glad he's going on loan. You guys know I have been screaming for a Hudson-Odoi loan move for years. I've said he is never going to get the amount of game time that he needs to be able to fucking manage situations better, improve his composure, improve his end product, and to be able to play through bad form as well. Like, I think this is a great move for him. It will build his confidence. It will build his understanding of attacking phases. And the number one priority for me is that he went out. He should not have been in the squad this season. Over Ziyech leaving, over Pulisic leaving, CHO going on loan was the number one priority to me. Overdue for a loan for absolutely years. And the league suits him well too. That is the perfect league to go there and build confidence because it's very easy to thrive there as an attacker. That league made fucking Havertz look good. It made Werner look good. It even made Batshuayi look like a competent forward. But that's also the con for me. The guy had 2 links to Premier League clubs. Like, the only thing I'm sitting there thinking is, why did you pick Leverkusen? Like, the Premier League makes more sense. Like, that's a league that you'd want to be able to adapt to play and understand more. The Bundesliga, like, I feel like you'd come back in and you'd still have to adapt to a different league. So I'm not sure if that is the perfect move for him, but I also can't complain too much because I've just said I've wanted him to go on loan. I now can't bitch and moan that it's not the club that I want him to go to. But same way, Bundesliga, I mean, it'll be good for him confidence-wise, I guess. I would have rather he just went on loan, but why did you say no to a Premier League loan? That makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments. If you guys want to guarantee that your comment gets read out and discussed, drop a super chat. Like Sharmak says, just here for support and vibes. Hashtag top of the league. Thank you for that, mate. Thank you for that. Spurs says game time, Lewis. Depends on the club, but if you went to Leicester, I'm sure you could see him get a decent amount of game time. Villa should be getting a decent amount of game time. Southampton, he should be fucking walking into that side. I don't get why he went there. I don't get it. But if he gets game time and he improves, I don't care too much. Little boy says he picked the Bundesliga to run the stats up. You know why he picked it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Jonathan Moriera says Odoi is done with Chelsea, bro. I did see Bayer Leverkusen are pushing for Odoi's loan move from Chelsea to include an option to make the move permanent next summer. No. Straight up, I already said I don't like option to buy deals. I don't like them because it just puts all the leverage to the buying club. If he balls out there, they get him on a cheap. If he doesn't, they can haggle. If he's shit, he comes back to Chelsea and his valuation drops. So, no. I wouldn't be down for it. Unless the option to buy was actually a decent amount. But we haven't heard a number suggested yet. So, I can't say too much. JC says, where can you watch? I have no clue, man. Last time I checked, it was BT, but I don't even think it's on there this season. No, isn't it on Sky Sports? I swear it's on Sky Sports. Someone let me know. I don't know. Zeno says we're going to see Sancho numbers from CHO this season. That's the thing. I can't even look at it and be like, go on, CHO, you're balling out because it's the fucking social distancing league. I've said I could go there and bag 10 a season. That's not the one for me. CFC Jack has dropped a tweet. No, CFC Jack has said Nathan Gissing has dropped a tweet. 1 second. Let's see what he's telling me. While we're doing that, I think there's over 400 of you guys in here already. Yep, 450. Everyone, run up the likes. Because I bet we haven't hit 100 yet. 88. Yeah, we have not hit 100. Come on, guys. Let's hit the fucking Kai Havertz conversion rate. Run it up. Liam Lane says Irish Chelsea growing on the channel. Big up the Irish Chelsea. Every time. Every time. Let's see what Nathan Gissing's saying. Meeting ongoing between Barcelona and Aubameyang's agents to discuss the topic of Chelsea, as Gerard Romero reported. Told they hope to close the deal by tomorrow. Talks still ongoing about the fee. Apparently there's an agreement on personal terms. We did discuss that a few days ago. So that does seem to fly. That does seem to fit in with the circle of events that are unfolding. I think it's going to be under 20 mil because now Marcus Alonso isn't going the other way. It doesn't make sense for us to go near the 30 mil mark because if that was the case, Alonso would go the other way and then it would go back down to the 20 mil mark. So that makes sense. Hopefully the deal gets done by Leicester. because fuck me, I can't have another game of Havertz up top. He is atrocious. And like, I get people are gonna still say that we don't make enough chances. I get it, but Aubameyang literally fits Tuchel's system. He will give you the same movement that Havertz does. It's just he is a better finisher at the end of it. So I understand people saying we need a creator. Creativity is still the number one thing that needs to be addressed in the squad. But even if we make more chances, if you have someone in the middle who cannot finish, it's just going to lead to more misses. So Aubameyang, get him through the door ASAP. If we can find the creator, please find the creator. And we'll see. We'll see, innit? What else are you guys saying in the comments? Did I miss another super chat? Alright, cool. Expect the final 3 chances to be Aubameyang, Gordon, and Fofana. Yeah, I don't really expect anything more past that, but I still think we could try and find a creator if it's there. But only if it's there. Obviously, with Cho leaving, now that means, in my opinion, Pulisic isn't going anywhere. And I've already said he should be the number 1 replacement for anyone in that front 3 as we stand. And by the way, our fan base is it's such a moany group of dickheads sometimes. I saw this come up yesterday on the timeline. Everyone moaning about, why is Pulisic posting pictures with Leeds players after a 3-0 loss? God forbid he posts pictures with his fellow American teammates 3 whole days after a game. And people are moaning about it on the timeline. Like, this fan base is utterly ridiculous sometimes. The guy can post whatever the fuck he wants. Fucking Mountain Havertz posts TikToks all the time after we drop points or lose games. And I still don't care. I don't care. People can post what they want. It's their own accounts. Like, why are we sitting here gatekeeping people's Instagram posts? It's fucking ridiculous, man. But you want to sit there and make excuses for other people who have atrocious finishing or atrocious creativity. But you want to get on someone who barely plays for us because God forbid they post a picture with players that they play in the same international team for. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I'm so sick of this fan base sometimes. They absolutely piss me off to no end. No end. Yeah, I agree with you. It's toxicity. Absolute toxicity. Who cares what he posts? It was 3 days after the game. If it was the day afterwards, it's still not that deep. But even then it would have been like, okay, I think you're just getting a bit ahead of yourself. I understand you're still pissed about the game, but it's not that deep. 3 days after, grow the fuck up. Grow up. Seriously. I couldn't give a shit what he posts. I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. I saw posts like this as well, by the way. Where is it? Let me put this on the share screen. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but I just love seeing our fan base just absolutely embarrass themselves. Getting a pic and after a win and posting it is absolutely fine, by the way. Getting a pic and posting it after getting battered 3-0 is not. Especially after hundreds of your fans just travelled half the length of the country. What waffle is this? First off, how are you changing the goalposts like this? You're acting like he posted it the day after the game. He didn't post it the day after the game. He posted it 3 days afterwards. Nobody cares. Like, if you're going to have the same energy because Leeds are a big rival and all of that, talk to me about Mount posting that pic with Declan Rice. Because West Ham are big rivals too. But obviously, that ain't going to fit people's narrative, is it? It's just stupidness, man. It's so dumb. So dumb. Yeah, I don't even know why I went off on a tangent like that. But yeah, we move. Pulisic don't play because he's not good. If he was levels, he would play. Bro, you rep Cole, Will, and Cho. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? There's no point. Exactly. It's his American teammates. I hope he posts that picture of Jesse March today as well. Just so it's a middle finger to this fan base. Because they deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. Yes! And that's... exactly! Who scored the winner in that game against West Ham? Who had to come off the bench and save us? But yeah, people won't talk about that, by the way. They won't talk about that at all. Exactly. Big facts. Big facts. We won the game with Mount and Rice. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Is this a real Lee Chappie? Yeah, big up yourself, bro. In the Dr. Evil Voice $100 million. I don't get the reference, but big up yourself anyway, my bro. There's a super chat, but I've got this fucking pop-up in my face. I need to get rid of it. One sec, Rigo Park. Once this goes, fucking move, man. I fucking hate this shit. There we go. Rigo Park says Pooley was giving his fellow American players props for their performance, and rightfully so. People are stupid. Exactly. And Pulisic is like one of the biggest faces in America. And of course, he's going to want to spread awareness of other players and all of that to his own American fan base. I get it. I don't care. I don't care. I wouldn't have even seen it if the fan base didn't fucking tweet about it all of yesterday. And if I did see it, I wouldn't have cared anyway. Like, it's Instagram. Post what you want. The only annoying thing would be if we lose a bunch of games and people always put the same buzzwords of we go again and all that shit. That would be the only thing that really annoys me. But I am not going to sit here and police people's accounts. Say what you want, do what you want. I don't care. People need to just grow the fuck up. They really need to grow the fuck up. Right, now we've got through all of that. Let's go into the did we go through Aubameyang? Was there anything else I wanted to say on that? Yeah, Aubameyang to Chelsea should be done this week. I already said I do think he suits us a lot more than people give him credit for. Yes, creativity is our biggest issue, but finishing is as big of an issue for us too. Havertz is not good enough. None of our attack are good enough at finishing. Aubameyang would be a better finisher. Maybe you get more out of Sterling too with a number 9 that other players would actually have to focus on and worry about. And Aubameyang would bury his chances more and still give you the same movement than Havertz does. I saw another article talking about fucking Havertz's runs and everything like that. Apparently he's made the most off-the-ball runs and people are sitting there using it as an excuse to say, the problem is we don't create chances for him. Sorry, I've seen games where we've made 4 or 5 chances for him and he's still missed every single one of them. And don't take into account those stats can be used for any sort of agenda you want. Look deeper into it. Are those runs where he wants the ball, or is it runs to open up space for others? Or is it just runs to create other space? Use your brain on it. The fact is we need someone in the middle that can finish as much as we need more creativity too. Both go in hand. So I don't want to hear this conversation about Aubameyang's washed or anything like that. He comes into Chelsea and he's our best forward. Simple as. Simple as. End of Kai if Aubameyang comes in. Probably, I don't know, because it's one of Havertz or Mount who plays with Sterling and Aubameyang. So it's up to them to compete. And plus, not even just them. You throw Pulisic into the mix too. Because we're not going to act like their level's clear of Pulisic right now. Because they aren't playing like that. So it could be one of Pulisic, Mount, or Havertz with Aubameyang or Sterling. And they can just have a mid-off. And we see who wins that. Exactly. This is the same thing we did with Werner for the last 2 years. I'm tired of it. People will sit here and hype up movement and running and tell me, hey, if we get a creator, he will score more goals. Did you not watch the Watford game where Mount put 4 chances on a plate for him and he bottled them all? Fucking Manchester United where he had 3 clear-cut chances and he missed them all. Like, I understand the creativity problem. I completely get it. I am not turning my nose up at that. I tried to ignore it last season. No, creativity is a big problem for us. Do not use that as an excuse to say that that's the reason why Havertz is playing poorly. Mount has been poor. Havertz has been poor. They have both been poor. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Right. Was there a super chat I missed? Sorry. Wait. Let me go back up. Yeah, no. I went through that one. Was there another one? Let me keep scrolling. No, I don't think there was a second one. I don't think there was. All right, cool. Yeah, it is just Havertz stands hyping him up too much. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Right. So let's go into Fofana. Let's go into Wesley Fofana. Chelsea have had a third bid from Leicester City rejected, and the bid was expected to be 70 million, including add-ons. Fofana is now apparently training with the under-23s after failing to turn up to a training session last week. And Rodgers wants the situation sorted ASAP. Now, for me, I don't get why we're still trying to negotiate on this front. I have said the entire time Leicester City are hard to negotiate. They have their stance and they are not moving from it. Fofana signed the deal in March with an agreement that he could leave next season if a good enough fee came in for him. If he's now trying to break that agreement, it is going to be on Leicester City's terms, whether they like it or not, whether we like it or not. So just pay the 80 million and stop wasting the time. And actually, no, tell a lie. I can understand the negotiations still going on because I don't believe Leicester City will let Fofana leave before we play them because it makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. I could see this deal happen next week, but I could still see it being something around the 80 to 85 million mark. I like how much he wants to join us. It is a little bit of a red flag because he did do this with Saint Etienne before he went to Leicester. And if a bigger club comes in for him, like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, I could anticipate him doing the exact same thing too. But he's the number one option for us. He is a quality signing too. Let's not get it twisted. Is he 80 million? I don't know. Is he a quality centre-back that would be one of the best in the league? Yes. So we have to overpay at this point anyway. It's too late in the window and he's on a 5-year deal. Just pay the money and just stop wasting time with this negotiation because it makes no sense. We know what he wants. We know what they want. Just give him the money and just move on. What else are we seeing? I saw Zaha news. Apparently Zaha's just very unlikely because it's too late in the window, which is like, I want to fucking break something because I have been screaming for Wilfried Zaha for the last month or two and we've just done nothing while we're just looking at Anthony Gordon, who scored 4 goals and 3 are deflected. Which is whatever, but Tuchel wants him in it, so I just got to say what it is. But for me, like, I still think, if anything, we should be trying to push Cho to Crystal Palace. That would have been the dream scenario for me. Send Cho to Palace, send Zaha to Chelsea. But it is what it is. Fofana isn't a waste of time. We can bring him to Chelsea. Just add the extra 10 to 15 mil. You can go as far as 70 mil. You can add another 10, 15 mil to it. We're just being long. We're just longing the situation now. Just get it done. Get it over the line and stop wasting time. Stop the wasting time. It's not about the fee, it's the structure of the fee. It might be the structure of the fee as well, but I do believe it's the fee. I think it's both. Because Leicester City still want 80 mil. Apparently Chelsea don't think, I heard sources saying Chelsea don't want to go further than 70 mil. That's because they think because Fofana's throwing all of his toys out the pram, they can get him on the cheap. Leicester City will just hold him for the year. And then he'll have to still get into the squad and he'll have to play at 100% because Fofana wants to make the World Cup. So if he don't join Chelsea, he'll have to suck it up and face the music at Leicester. So I do believe it's the structure of the fee, but I also believe it's the fee as well. I think it's both. Bro. Big up Lee Chappie as well. He's been sent down to the under-23s for training. He ain't interested in saying that Chelsea even no loyalty whatsoever. I don't blame you for saying that. Because he did the same thing to join you guys. It is a bit of a red flag. I completely understand it, but it's the situation that we're in. And Tuchel has his eyes set on Fofana, so we move. At the very least, we're not putting this money towards a bum. He's someone quality. Ziyech news. Ziyech is just in more talks, if I remember correctly. Ajax and Chelsea have scheduled a new round of talks for Hakim Ziyech. He is their priority target as they wait on another bid from United for Antony. Ziyech has had 2 meetings with Ajax in the last 4 days. He is clearly trying to push this move. I still believe he's being respectful while he does it, so I'm not slandering him or anything like that. He wants to leave. He's facilitating his own move, but he's still about in training. He's still there for the team where necessary. More power to him. Do what you got to do. My whole thing is Ajax. If you get that money for Antony, do not come to my club with a loan deal. Come to us with a permanent offer. You know Ziyech's quality. You know what he brings. You know how good he looks in the Eredivisie. Do not come at me with a loan deal. Because to me, that's just insulting. Absolutely insulting. And to Ziyech as well. President Jafar says Tuchel is either a genius or an emperor with no clothes. And we will find out. When the signings come in, we will see how they work. At the least, they've all hit the ground running so far. Albeit that Leeds disaster class, but they've all hit the ground running. So we have to gauge it by the end of the season. If anything, should be pushing Cho off a cliff. Okay. Read Ben Jacobs' tweet. Chelsea can't go straight in for 80 million. All right, let's have a look. What's Ben Jacobs saying? What is he saying? Third Fofana bid isn't low or too unexpected. Chelsea always wanted to bid below a world record for a defender, so they just don't want the fucking Maguire stigma. 65 to 72 million plus add-ons is the broad bracket discussed. And then exact amount tabled is always altered by structure. Chelsea trying low with stronger payment terms. As I've said many times, judge the number and structure. Bidding is high, but with lots of installments or add-ons that aren't attainable or aren't as appealing. Leicester have rejected the bid. Chelsea still see Fofana as a priority. Chelsea also know that there's plenty of time left to go back. It is a tactic to play off how unsettled Fofana is. They were never going to leap to 85 million or even close. That's not how negotiation works. Chelsea offering Leicester a decent chunk up front to move in market, but type of add-ons don't suit Leicester. Leicester, meanwhile, have seen Chelsea add money to other offers quite fast via other deals. I take it the Anthony Gordon one, for example. They know Fofana is desperately wanted, so they will see how high Chelsea go. This is an all-normal end-of-window negotiation. But again, Chelsea have always wanted under 80 million. So from the sounds of it, what? We're going to look for 70 million plus add-ons. If it's 70 million plus add-ons leading to 80 to 85, that might be good business. That might actually be good business. That is a bit more understandable. But that's the first I've heard of it, really. That's thrown me off a bit. With my mindset was I just thought Leicester would be hard negotiators and it would have to be 80 to 85 up front, similar to Maguire. I think similar to Chilwell as well, which I think the majority was up front for that one too. If we can do 70 million plus add-ons and they eventually end up accepting, we've done good business there. Because Leicester City I would have thought would have only taken 80 to 85. Maybe that's what Jesters was talking about. Maybe that's what he was talking about. If that is, fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, run the likes up as well. What is the likes at? Because we got nearly 800, you guys. What is this Havertz conversion rate? Run it up, people, please. Come on, guys. Man, I'm making me beg on my own stream. Cuckoo at left centre-back against Leicester. Potentially, but I could still see Azpilicueta playing there. Because we're going to be playing Southampton in midweek straight after that. So you're going to play both your left wing backs at the same game. It would make more sense to rotate one or the other. Koulibaly comes back in for Southampton, and one of Cucurella or Chilwell gets rested. Probably Cucurella. So I think you see Azpi, Silva, and James, maybe? Or maybe Chalobah. Maybe Chalobah. I don't know. And I'm saying that not trying to start this Chalobah Azpi debate again, please. I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. Yes, yeah, run the likes up, people. Run the likes up. All right, I'm going to throw the link out to everybody. I appreciate that. I can't lie. The energy's been mad the last few days. But it's that Leeds game. That Leeds game lit a fire up my arse. I've just been fuming. The more streams I do, the calmer I get about it. But fuck me, we were shit. We were shit. Chalobah going on loan, I'm hearing. Potentially going on loan. Cool. Let's send the link out to everybody. We'll see what they're all saying. I gotta start sending them individually now. Half the people left the group chat. Can't be asked. Right, bear with me, people. Bear with me, because there's a lot of people to throw the link out to. Did I send it to Alex? Alright, cool. Oh, so am I missing anybody? Oh, Jester's out. No worries, bro. No worries. Big up yourself. Appreciate you hopping in anyway. Right. Let's do the guys on Twitter too. Don't forget, guys, run up the likes while we're doing this, please. Okay, I think that is everybody. That should be everyone. I don't think I missed anyone. Calm. Yes, guys. What is everyone saying? You guys all good?
Good. Tired of the transfer news, though.
We're nearly done. Nearly done. About a week left and the window is closed.
Everybody is such a good scouts. Everybody knows who can play with who.
What we saying?
And in the same time,
All good, bro.
nobody knows shit. Just
A
like
little bit of
everybody
column
else.
A, a little bit of column B.
What I'm
where
saying
should we
is like Fofana's. I heard you saying, you know that Fofana deal, even if it's that much amount of money, it's still, people can forget the main part. If he comes, we're gonna sign him for 7 years. It's not regular 4-year contract. It's a 7-year contract.
What, death row
you take-
contract?
Yep, same as Gordon. If we're signing him for that amount of money, there's no way we're signing him for traditional 4 years, 5-year contract. We're gonna get on 5 year.
Yeah, 100%.
Honestly.
5 to 7 years for sure if you get Gordon easily.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, people need to put that number. And for some reason, everybody keeps talking about the deal, but nobody keeps talking about that particular part, which is actually really important part.
I just
I
think
don't
if
understand.
we're moving like
I
this,
didn't deep
we
it was
have
a
to
7-year
just
thing.
spin the
But go on,
block on
Tracy.
Hazard.
Do what?
Get Eden Hazard in.
Yeah, just spin the block on him, man.
I
Just say,
will.
look,
I will.
We miss all the good times, and we want you to bring them back.
Just
No,
tackles.
let's
just
bring him
Let's
back for his
go
bundle.
back to the X.
Exactly.
Let's go, man.
Bring him
I
back.
love Hazard, but my goodness, that's not gonna work.
Look,
I've watched him
sometimes
play.
we
with-
need to go
I
back to
watched-
the X.
I watched
We
him
are
play
stars.
at Madrid. He's not the player, same player.
using feelings over facts, for Christ's sake.
It's not even about
Facts.
facts.
It's-
It's a
facts.
I actually,
It's not-
Have
champ.
facts, man.
I
Jesus
actually
Christ.
Sometimes
have a
follow your heart,
genuine.
man.
No,
Alright.
it's
He's not the
I
same,
can-
man. He's
I can
different.
tell you. I can tell
Christ
you the little
Look,
bit.
we can change him.
No, we
It's
can't.
not about
I'm
that.
not
I
even
don't
going.
think
You
we
know
need to
what? If
change
you're
it.
not going to be
You
serious
literally
on
sound like
it,
you're talking about your
I'll
toxic
end this
ex-girlfriend. Honestly.
Please stop. Please stop bringing up Hazard. It's stupid.
Can
Please stop.
well,
It's stupid.
please
I'm
stop.
going to
okay,
keep on
please.
bringing him up, and
No,
if you
don't,
don't like
please.
it, then
No, 'cause
you
you're
can
just
go
being
suck a
you just-
Iflon.
No, go suck your mum then. All right, you know what I mean?
Whoa! He's bringing
Yeah,
mums into
yeah,
this.
yeah. I'm just
You-
saying.
you-
that.
you-
Stop
you wanna
bringing
talk
up
mum?
stupid stuff about Hazard when it's not even. It's not even
Look,
funny, man.
you want to talk mums?
yeah, guys.
You
Guys,
better
don't
suck
fight up.
yours
Don't
through a McDonald's straw and the paper
Yeah,
ones, not the
yeah,
plastic
Alright.
go
ones.
fuck off, yeah. Because you're not funny. Go piss off, man.
Yeah,
No.
Look,
Stop
look,
fighting
Andrew,
about
Andrew,
Hazard.
Andrew,
You
guy.
need to take a chill pill.
I know,
relax.
Andrew. Look, you
I'm
you're
just
usually
sick
a
of
polar
this. Do you know
bear,
what?
man.
Do you know what?
You're
Actually,
usually
I
a
apologize. I take that back. I shouldn't have said
Yeah,
that.
you better say sorry.
No.
Oh,
You know
come
what?
on.
Sorry,
Come-
sorry,
come-
That's
sorry.
fine.
Oh
That's
my
Ew,
God.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, I said
Andrew,
I'm sorry as
Andrew,
well.
Andrew, be the bigger
didn't
man.
do anything
You s-
anyway,
no.
so
Andrew
it's
did.
okay.
Andrew apologized. We
Yeah,
all good.
Andrew, that's
That
fine.
was
Be the
wrong.
Yeah.
bigger
I
man.
apologize too, innit?
That was wrong.
Okay.
Do you know what? It's not you. It's you know what you're just.
It's us.
Anyone could
You
have said
just got
Hazard.
under.
Anyone could have said Hazard. I just
Nah,
think,
realistically, I'm just having
let's
fun.
be
innit?
serious,
I'm
man.
just
Because
bantering about
Hazard would
be nice, but we don't
fit
really
Hazard.
know them.
I fit flying Hazard, no problem. Not this Hazard.
Look.
Not this Hazard.
Can
It's
It's
like putting me on the field. It's a waste
Andrew,
of time.
my mom is
You know
far
what I mean?
away. I can do stuff that you want.
Oh,
Probably.
Wait.
So can I say something about Hazard before you
So
accuse
wrong.
my mom
That's
of
so
something?
wrong.
Andrew,
Yeah,
can I
Yeah,
say
go
something?
ahead.
Let's
That's
hear
just
it.
ridiculous. I can't believe that. I went to schoolyard in about 15 seconds. I can't believe that. Unbelievable.
Here's
Yeah,
my
Sorry,
here's my
Lewis.
here's
Sorry,
my
guys.
But
here's my
Look.
thing about the Hazard.
look,
I
at the
think-
end of the day, if
Well,
we're
can-
linked with Gordon for 60 million, you have to laugh. You have to find something to laugh about
Oh,
because
no.
these are not good times.
Look, you see, I don't know because forget Gordon aside. I just want to say something, my piece about the Hazard, and maybe that's the little Andrew. Come on, I want to see your eyes, man. I want to.
Wait. Why do you want to see about
You want
the
chaos. Okay. you want
Why
chaos.
did that?
Go on.
Why
Hold on a
did
second.
that?
Hold on
Now
a
I know
second.
it's a wind-up thing. See, now I know. I'm not. If it
It's
was
real
that,
enough. I promise.
it's gonna be-
I promise. It's real enough.
Okay.
So for me, Hazard, I understand what he did and how he played in La Liga is definitely. The injury was a concern. His laziness doesn't help him. But I think the reason why he was not, because La Liga is more tactical and Hazard is more, I think he's better playing a fast-paced game because he can untake players quicker. He used the space of a Premier League players against them. You see what I'm saying? He's such a low gravity player that defending in La Liga is more tactical than more fast and fast and how you said strongness, like the physical part. And La Liga is more tactical. He actually uses his skill set in Premier League is better suited for him because he use it's like Aikido. You use the other person's force against themselves. That's how he used to dribble. So when he went to La Liga with injuries and him not adapting it to the specific place, like if you remember, the only person, like when he came on at Chelsea, who was the defender that he couldn't get broke through? Only defender that was actually tactically better as a defender. I know Lewis is Googling which defender he was playing at that moment over there on the right side. Because
Nah, it's
you
finding
should
a
have
way to link it back to Christensen somehow.
Yes. It's actually Andrew Christensen, man.
Stina.
You didn't
Drake,
see me
Stina,
you
man.
didn't see me put it. That's what I said. Christensen will kill in La Liga because he's tactically good defender.
Because the bitch.
That's why Hazard has a problem in La Liga because tactically it's a different defending.
Alex,
I
I
think it's just-
completely.
You know what?
I
I think it's
understand
more
what you're
simple than that.
saying.
I just think Hazard is a laissez-faire baller. You know, he needs to fall in love with the game. And at Madrid, they never made him do that. It's just like you're just another player in it. But Hazard was like
I just don't
Chelsea's
think
everything.
he could. Like I think the injury and the thing that he couldn't have a time to adapt to that situation, all of a sudden the 4 years are gone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see what I'm
it
saying?
gets
So
like that.
I don't think he's the baddest people think. I just think he's the one that, you know how players cannot fit in a specific league? I think Hazard, that La Liga style, if he went to, for example, to La Liga instead of Chelsea, he probably will cook better over there because he will, as a young player, he will get into that and he will be better a player over there. But he went to Premier League, so he used to defenders against Premier League. Players don't jump over. There's that tactically, league is better than Premier League. Everybody knows that, even me. Even though I hate La
I
Liga.
mean, at the end of the day, with all this Hazard talk, all this
Andrew, I
Gordon
hope
talk,
I
I just
didn't,
think we need
wind
to
you
give
up.
Hudson-Odoi a supermax contract,
Fuck
sign
you,
him for
mate.
7 years, and build the
What?
team around him.
No, I'm not
Oh,
reacting
Now,
to it
now,
because I know what he does.
hold on, Andrew. No,
So I'm
no,
not
no.
reacting to it.
Andrew,
guys can
now
react
you
to
can
it
get
on the
off
group chat.
because
I
you
will
about to
max
get.
it So you guys react to that. I know what he's doing.
No,
Next
it's just, this
topic.
is just
Let's go.
something that I truly believe. He's the spearhead for our team. Oh, wait, Lewis, where'd you go? All right, come back. Why is everyone running?
He
He ran
went-
when you said it.
What about
man.
Paqueta? Looks like West Ham are getting him 33 million.
Good
Hey,
signing for West
Jester,
Ham.
jump on the
Dancing
screen, man.
motion, man.
You know
I'll
what I
take him
Just
just
as
for his
out, we
dance
can't
motion.
make it.
No, I want to
Ah.
see. I want to see what Andrew said. Do you think that my point is invalid or valid?
Listen, I believe every player goes into a league with confidence, thinking that they can adapt, thinking they can play their best football whatsoever. Did he go at Madrid at the right time? No, he didn't go to Madrid at the right time. They're going in some transition like us. Like you said, he was lazy in training over here, but he produced on the pitch, right? So he produced on the pitch. That hasn't happened. It's come with a lot of injuries as well. I mean, he's been, he's broken. How many times he didn't used to get injured in training for us? That's because he really didn't put a lot of effort in. So that's why he got injured in training. So, listen.
Look,
I think it's right player at wrong time for Madrid. And it's
okay,
just
so you don't think my point is valid? That's the reason maybe he can still play in the Premier League a little bit.
I don't know. Listen, I don't think he can because of the injuries. I think have taken its toll, and it's more physical over here. Remember as well than it is over Madrid. Remember, he was the most fouled player before he left. The most.
But
fouled player in the league.
that's my whole point about him. You see what I'm saying? That he used to that physical thing. And I have another point to show that.
I think mentally he'd be fine. I don't know physically if he could handle it anymore. That's the thing.
Let me try to put it this way.
Problems with his ankles. Remember, we keep hearing.
No. He had the surgery.
What,
He removed the studs, so he's 100% pain
I
free.
thought we moved on.
No, we're not moving on,
He's
man.
still talking.
Look, my other point is.
We'll move on in a sec.
We'll move on in a second. I don't want to. My point about him is, what other Premier League player, the forward, that came from Premier League and killed it
In La Liga.
from Premier League?
Gareth Bale comes to mind.
Yeah, did he?
Well,
I
kill it
Madrid,
in La Liga.
yeah.
He definitely did.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah,
What I'm
He
saying
had his
is,
Couple of years, first couple
Man
of
bought
years,
the big
First
ZK and just chefed them all up.
well,
who else?
Ronaldo.
Suarez.
Aubameyang. Big up.
They used to use
Big up
Bale
your man.
differently because of his size as well. He was used differently.
No, to tell you, like, what I'm trying to,
CR7.
what I'm
Costa,
saying is,
no. Costa, no, he didn't. When he
what
went
I'm saying is, like, it's more like maybe the years that he spent. Ronaldo went when he was young, so he had, I don't know, man. Maybe it's excuse, maybe
Modric.
it's not, but
He just didn't
Right,
get
let
his
me-
mojo. His mojo wasn't
It was
there.
wrong.
He
It
just
was
didn't get it.
wrong time.
Wrong time,
okay,
yeah.
okay, move on.
Everything went wrong.
let
He
me
got
go through a
injured,
few of these.
everything.
Let me go for a few of these super chats.
I just want.
GoAM says 60 mil for the albino Cho and then the fridge. Duka went from the team that no one wants to play against to the team that Fat Frank dreamed of. The
Hey,
No,
whoa,
albino,
disrespecting our legend.
You know what? They do not even do that, Matt. Don't even
Lewis,
do that.
you said
Artem
Fat Frank,
also
Lewis.
says
You said Fat
Cho
Frank.
can go to
cancelled.
Bundesliga, score 30 goals and get 20 assists. Won't mean anything unless he comes back to Chelsea and performs at the same level. What are we thinking about Cho
Aye.
going to a Bundesliga club?
Aye, Artem,
and
I
rejecting
just
Send him
wonder
anywhere.
why it's only
God,
alone.
don't
Why
care,
it's not
man.
the
Just
other
wherever,
one?
we're getting wherever.
Wait. Too many people talking. Right. What do we think of Cho rejecting 2 Premier League clubs?
I'm
and going
upset
to a
it's not
Bundesliga club?
permanent deal.
I want to hear Shade.
I'm upset it's not permanent deal.
Yeah,
Fair
let's
No,
show
it's not. It's
Wait. I want to hear from Shades. I want to hear
Yeah,
from Shades
Shades.
with this one.
Shades.
This is your guy.
All right.
Okay, let me go on mute. Let me go on mute and.
Well, my boy Hudson-Odoi. Damn.
It's
I
it's
mean,
over.
any loan is good enough. I just think he needs game time. We've already seen the mercurial, maverick-like talent that he has. In small glimpses, the per 90 stats speak for themselves. So I just think he needs a place where he can get consistent game time and show everyone what he can do. Now, it can be the Premier League, it can be the Bundesliga. Why? It doesn't affect me too much that it's the Bundesliga. It's because
You two are
he's already
fucking
shown,
my eyes up, bro. Sorry,
he's
Shades,
already
go on.
shown that he can do it in the Premier League already. Like I said, the per 90 stats, they speak for themselves. So him balling out in the Bundesliga and Bundesliga tax, it doesn't apply to him. My guy, he's built different. I went to the Chelsea store, asked for my first Chelsea shirt. It was his name I got on the back. I don't do that for anyone.
What a
Why
bad
did
choice.
you
Built
curse the
different.
player? Why did you curse the player?
What do you mean curse the player?
Now he's shit because you put
I
his name on
speak
the
blessings.
Okay, what
You
lesson?
keep
I'm
talking about
out.
stats.
Retard.
What, can you tell us the stats? Sorry, I just met you too.
Tell us the stats that you're talking about.
Well, the per 90 stats. Alright, look,
Yeah,
big man,
yeah.
you're asking too many questions. Don't
What you
worry
mean?
about
You
the
said it
stats.
like
Just know the
5
stats are
times,
there,
man.
innit?
I was curious. You said it like a couple of times. You said, man, the man's got the stats. He's the mercurial master.
I think-
He's got the stats, this and stats, and you just kept saying
Use
stats,
your
man.
eyes, fam.
Bro,
I
I'll tell you this, brother.
Wait,
Listen,
wait.
you don't even watch the Bundesliga. Cho is gonna go there, and you're gonna forget about him.
Yo. What is that?
Declared. I think what the per 90 stats were, I think, is that per 90 is our most creative forward.
I'll give it per
Tell him,
90.
Lewis.
You're not even gonna buy your subscription to be able to watch Bundesliga. You're gonna forget about Cho. Hey, man, I'll pick a new hero to follow.
You're assuming that I'm a poor man. You don't want to take this route.
No, I assume that
don't
you
wanna-
invest the
wanna go
time into the Bundesliga, not that you're a poor man. And if you're doing well, that means you have less time to invest your time
See
into
what it is, yeah? When I was in
Bundesliga.
year 8, the 2012 to 13
Malcolm, I
season,
can't lie, your mic's
I
not
started
working
watching the
good, bro.
Bundesliga
Yeah, someone has
highlights.
some
I know what the
terrible
league's
background.
about. I know what Cho's on. I know what my guys.
Who cares? Send him there, and then we can
I-
dictate from there. He just needs to leave.
I do like Shade's defense of using the per 90, and then when someone asks him about it, he goes, "Use your eyes."
You know, like that.
I've used my eyes. Tell him to get out of here. I do agree he needs some game time, but
Now you know what it is. Yeah?
Shades. Hold on a second.
Hear me
Shades.
out. There's a
Andrew.
saying.
Shades.
I've heard it
One
from the
sentence.
Bible.
One sentence.
He that is
One
faithful
sentence.
in little will be faithful in much. Now, if Cho
Shades.
can bang in
Malcolm,
the
we've got
per
too
90
much
stats,
background
not a lot
noise,
of
bro.
minutes, give him more minutes, he's gonna cook.
Shades.
like the conviction.
Let me give you a short sentence. You said use your eyes. Andrew has 4 of them, and he still can't see shit. So
Well,
how you...
I mean, he's got to chat to his eye people, innit? Like, my eyes
Look,
are seeing the
I
truth.
do watch-
His
I
eyes
do
are
watch
seeing
him
something
right now.
else.
I'm telling you, man, he ain't it.
Look,
He
my
ain't it.
eye people are different to his eye people. I can give you
No,
the
I'm
contacts
telling
of
you from my
people
eye
if you want.
perspective. He ain't it.
But look,
You know
at the
that
end of the day, we
I
all
know.
have opinions.
If you don't have kids, you don't know that song. It's called "Let It Go, Let It Go."
Oh, Frozen.
No, I'm aware of the song. But I don't have kids. I just want to put that out there. Ladies,
Malcolm,
if
you-
you're watching this,
you
I don't have
fingers,
kids.
I forgot who
Shout.
brought up the point,
But
but someone
that's
brought it up
besides the
Sorry,
point.
before.
Malcolm, there's too much background noise, bro. Sorry, man.
Someone brought up the point, why didn't he choose an EPL club? And I agree with that, because even if he balls out in the Bundesliga, I'm still not convinced.
Well, that's you because you've applied a tax in your own mind, and that's okay. But he's
But you
already
would rather
done it in
him
the
go to a
Prem.
Premier League team, wouldn't you? Though, same.
It's
But
not like
that tax
Sancho.
applies to a lot of the leagues for me. I mean,
I
a
don't
lot
really
of,
care because, to
No,
be
but
honest,
you
he's not in the
see-
first
oh,
team
you're one of
plans
them,
anyway.
man. You know what? Fair enough.
He's not
Yeah,
in the
wherever
first
he
team
goes,
plans
wherever he
anyway,
goes,
so why
who
does he
cares?
care?
No,
Why does he
To
care?
understand.
let me ask.
Priority
you a
would be to
question.
leave. It doesn't. I don't care where
Let
he
me
goes.
ask everybody a question.
We know he's not going to come
Would
back
you
into the fold.
would you give a proper start to Cho if it means that because of him we can actually fall off the top 4?
Huh?
Huh?
What? Because of him, we can fall off the top 4.
Yeah, rephrase
Yeah.
that. I don't understand what that means.
I'm trying to pick, like, for example,
He's saying if
I
Cho's in
know-
the team, he might cost us a top 4, basically.
not only that, that's not the primary
Oh,
thing.
No, I don't think that's what he was
No,
saying. I
let
don't
him-
think
No,
let
that's
him
what he was
that's
rephrase.
not what I'm
You
saying.
better
That's
not
not what I'm
that-
trying to
you
say.
better not go down that
I'm
route.
trying to make it. I'm trying to make the question better. Sorry, English is not my first language, so I'm
Yeah, it's
learning
cool, it's
with
cool.
you. My thing is about the Cho and stuff like that. That things that you asking, Sheds, about him having proper run. Are you ready to consequences if this proper run does not produce the results and could actually make it worse situation that we are right now? Is that better
Can
question?
I answer this?
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
okay.
that's for Shades anyway.
Yeah, go on, Shades.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that resembles a proper run that he had, in my opinion, was round about the end of October, like last year, to maybe
But he's been in the first team fold for 4 years.
Takeda, be quiet.
Yeah, let him
And-
talk.
In that time, there was the 7-0 to Norwich, and before you say it's just Norwich, we played them again in the season when he wasn't there, and it wasn't 7-0. So then, you
But
had the
okay, it was
Juventus
4-0.
game. Then you had the Leicester game, and then also there was Burnley where we did lose, but he was very bright and
Okay,
creative.
my
He had a
foul-
good run of games. He performed well in those games.
Okay, my
My
follow-up
only thing I
question.
want
my-
to say before you go,
biggest
before you go-
scorelines we've had.
my only thing I
Now-
want to say before you go is that Cho can't perform any worse than what we've already seen. That's the only point.
And
the
what-
reason
there's
why
that
I'm
point
gonna
Don't
put
be
the
too
logic,
sure, Lewis.
the reason why I wanna put the logic to this show to be end. If you look at the proper players that actually deserve the proper run, it's probably Pulisic, because in the back he used to show at least when he was given proper run, he was creative and he was banging goals. So
Now, here's the thing.
my questions to people, to Cho people, the people that like Cho, is if you want to give him proper run, what do you mean? Who deserves more proper run? The player that actually proven that he could do with proper amount of running or not? Even though, believe me, I don't want Pulisic either. It's like a
No,
two
but,
shit.
you know, here's my thing with Pulisic, which is why I have a personal vendetta against him, is because he did the hard bit first. Like, you know, when players come into the league for their first season and they don't really bang, and it's hard for them to adapt in the first season, and then they kick on from there. Pulisic actually did the hard bit and adapted almost immediately in his first season. It's been 2 years now. How was he not built on that? The season after, he actually had the same amount of minutes, if not marginally a bit more. The 20 to 21 season, and the stats were way worse. His play was way worse.
Okay.
Obviously, last season it still hasn't improved.
I can
Cho
ask the
hasn't
same
even
question
gotten that
about
proper
Cho,
run in the
because
first
Cho
place.
actually had more time before
I refer
Pulisic
back
came.
to the per night stats.
Well, I don't know why we're not looking at
I was gonna say that.
We're-
I was gonna say that too. How ironic
Cho-
that
the
what
Cho
you
had the
described
way-
applies for Cho as well.
Exactly. The
As in?
things that you described against Pulisic, I can use the same thing against Cho, who actually had the proper run before Pulisic even was in the
Yeah.
team.
He didn't
Sorry
have
days.
a proper run. He
Yes, he did
literally
in the
got
sorry
injured
days.
as that run started.
And
Oh, that was 4 years
And he
ago.
digressed.
It was 4
The
years
thing,
ago.
the thing people
2018.
are not looking at with Pulisic also is the environment he's in changed. Obviously, he's not playing the same open attacking system that he had under Lampard, which is what he thrived in. Since then, he's been stifled.
Hudson-Odoi not in the same club.
Well, yeah, he is, but Hudson-Odoi never did what Pulisic did in an open attacking system.
Never.
And my thing is,
Never.
he hasn't done it since. And in my
He did
opinion,
under
he's
Sarri,
regressed
didn't he?
Well, he's still
to be
under the
worse
same.
than Hudson-Odoi.
Well, Pulisic is still under the same
When
system
you're
that I
saying
can see.
under
He
that-
scores more
Sorry.
goals than he scores
When
more
you
goals than
saying-
Cho as well.
When,
and
hold on a
assists.
second. When
And
people saying
Hudson-Odoi
under,
is way more creative than Pulisic.
look,
No,
when
he's
we
not.
when we
I don't
when
know.
we saying under Sarri, you need to be even more specific, because he was under Sarri only in the Europa League, not in a league. When
I
Cho
thought he
was
played more in the
performing.
league, didn't he? When
No,
the
I think
contracting
it
was happening
Was it Brighton
and he
or
started
Burnley?
playing more.
Yeah,
in the
he
Europa
literally
League when
just
he
started
played in
playing more, and then he got the mad injury.
Right, but that's a limited sample size. It was encouraging, but it wasn't even anything like out of this world either.
Yeah,
I think-
so he
I
never
think-
really
I-
got a proper run like that.
Okay, but when is he
What
shown?
what
that
what are our shades? Shades. Who
When
do
is
you
he-
think's more creative? Reece James
Damn,
or
bro, I
Cho?
was talking.
Reece James or, well, I mean, Hudson-Odoi, in my opinion.
Because I
What?
would say most people would say Reece James is more creative, and that's a problem because when your wing back is more creative than one of the forwards, they're not good
That's-
enough to be a forward in
yeah,
that
that's
team.
what-
Reece James
that's
is
what-
way more clear than Hudson-Odoi in creativity.
Yeah.
And yes, that shows it is
Tuchel
very bad.
literally said from his own mouth, most of the creation comes from the wing back. That's part of the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
yeah, but
said
that's not. That's
Hudson-Odoi
not.
creates more than Reece James, didn't you?
Yeah, take the L on that one. Then.
Anyway, Cho's going.
I
Let's
don't know
wish
what's
him well.
he
Bang,
saying.
bang,
Contradicted
back a
himself
different
there.
player.
Yeah, I was actually gonna come
Let's
to.
just
I
do
was
that. Let's
actually
just come
gonna
to that.
come to
We should all
Cho's
wish him-
defending
no joke
this
aside, no
specific
change
situation.
aside. We should all wish him well. Hope he bangs out. Hope he
Yeah.
learns from
I
the loan.
really
Yeah.
hope he does well.
appreciates
Though.
it, comes back.
I just don't know why he said no to a
And there
Premier
you go.
League loan spell. I don't get that.
Exactly.
There's one thing, Champions League football.
I don't know. It adds less
Leverkusen
weight.
have it.
Champions,
As
is Leverkusen
He
in the
doesn't deserve
Champions
Champions League football.
Yes.
I don't know. Right. Are they?
Fair,
but
if that's the
if they
only
are,
reason
that's-
why,
that's
though,
fine.
that's still.
But he doesn't
not good
deserve
enough.
Champions League, though. He needs to just play lower.
You
level
rep
football
Kepa, bro.
first.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
shut
maybe
up,
Definitely
Lewis.
deserves
You are
Champions
no-
League.
you are
Some of
no-
his best
you-
performances
you
came
are
there.
no reason to
What
judge
does that? What
anything.
difference
Yeah.
does that make? Kepa's still a bum.
Yeah, look at this
Uh,
bitch, Christina.
Hey, but he's
bro,
not
look at him.
going. I don't
Hey,
get
he
what
cost
Champions League.
Barcelona.
True, I
He
don't
cost
care.
Barcelona. He cost
Hey, I
Barcelona.
don't.
Who
like he
cares,
calls- I like
bro?
he
Wait.
calls another player a bitch.
Don't
This
bring
is
up
your
don't
only,
bring up
this
your
is
player.
the only thing you bring to
Don't
the
bring up
table
your
when I
player.
talk about Kepa.
Don't bring up your own player.
Bruv, it don't make
Christian's
Kepa,
a bitch.
it don't make his wrists any stronger. You know that.
Yes, it
It
is. His
doesn't
wrists
make
are
him
You know-
strong.
reach the top
At least
corner
AC
any
It is
decided to
stronger.
go further his career and go
Lewis,
somewhere else.
you
He's
know what's
starting in
funny?
Barcelona. I don't know what you're
This
talking
is the
about.
closest
because
thing that
Kepa's
he
proper
ever
Chelsea
been
man.
touched by a
Wait.
woman. Like,
Yeah,
Lewis,
no,
wait,
other than
I'm
when he was
listening to
on the
something.
phone trying to
He's
ask if
got a
Kepa
better, better chance of that than the girl
That's
at the bus
yeah,
stop.
exactly. You got a
Alex,
better
go
chance
outside,
with that
man.
woman
Alex,
than
go
ever.
outside.
This is the guy's only excuse.
Go
As soon
outside
as I
fans.
talk about Kepa, it's all Christensen.
Because you have
deflect.
Christensen.
Hey,
You have a unisex player.
I'm telling you, man.
It doesn't make Kepa any better. of
Yeah,
a
I don't know.
goalkeeper.
Yes, it does. Because Kepa's staying and he's better. What's it? He's
Yeah,
not Leicester.
Kepa's sitting
He's
on
Okay,
the
become better
and
bench.
than
that
Mendy.
justifies your
Mendy's
point.
shit.
Kepa's saying that
Mendy's
means he's
shit.
brilliant.
Yeah, because he's proper Chelsea, man. He's proper Chelsea.
Oh,
Plays for the
He's got
badge,
a
man.
contract that's
Yeah.
keeping him here, and no one wants him.
Guys,
That's what
It's
makes
Marina's
it
fault.
worse.
It's not his
Why
fault.
am I
It's Marina's fault.
why am I even
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why you're, I don't know why you're
Lewis is
entertaining
triggered.
this.
Lewis,
triggered.
what's your thoughts on
Okay,
Paqueta?
it's just like, bro, bring an argument to the table. Don't just
You know
talk
the
to me
reason-
about
Because
another
every time I
player.
do it,
Lewis,
every
But
time
that's
I
mad.
say
What do you
Kepa,
expect? That's
Yeah,
mad.
that's
every time I
mad.
say it,
That's
you guys
true.
are
Yeah,
both
You know,
mad.
you know
the reason
what?
he's
Fair
not
enough.
on camera.
Fair
Do you know the
enough.
reason he's not on camera, Lewis? It's because he's smiling while he's saying these words. So that's
No,
why.
because I'm like
Yeah,
lying
that's
down.
the reason why he's doing it, right? He's just looking
Right,
for
let me go
reaction
through
that you
this
gave him.
super
Like,
chat.
Hang on, well, Lewis,
You gave him a
you brought up
reaction.
Kepa first. Why'd you bring up Kepa first? That's you.
Because,
Also my
because
show.
you're here talking about other players and shit. It's like the player you rep is shite.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
Because your
Why-
opinion
why-
is a bit skewed. You know what I mean?
What
What's
does
the- oh, so-
AC has to do
so
with
What
when-
does
anything?
AC
So
have
when
to do
I
with
say-
it? He's not even
You
here
rep a
anymore.
guy that
Exactly.
we
He's
put,
not here.
I was
bro, you
literally
rep a
going to
guy
say
that we put up for sale for 30 million and nobody in Europe wanted.
Yeah, because who would they'll rather go for Navas? Of everyone
Why
would go
are you
Navas over
stuttering?
Kepa.
Why are you
He's
stuttering?
stuttering.
I said everyone would rather go for
Why are you
Navas than
stuttering?
Kepa. Guys, making fun of my starter. That's
Watch out,
that's
he's gonna be
cancel.
like, what's his
Bro,
Making
name?
don't
fun of
even
your
try
starter?
that.
Cancel.
Do not even try
Cancel.
that.
You said
Don't
Fat
even
Frank
try that. You
10 minutes
stutter
ago and he's
when you
making
know
fun of
your
my
point
starter.
don't mean shit. You stutter
Watch
when
it.
your point
Watch
don't mean
it.
shit.
When
don't act like you
when
have a
Kepa
stump.
starts
I've
over
seen your
over
numerous
Mendy,
videos.
it'll
I've
change.
seen your numerous streams. You do not have a stutter.
Let's
You only stutter when your
let's
points
start
don't mean
send some
shit.
cash to what's his name, Matt, so he will go and finally lose his virginity because I
And
think
when
they
we
think
see
it's just
when we
pressure
see
his
Kepa
head
take
too
over
much, man.
Mendy, we'll come back here. When Kepa takes over Mendy and he performs better than Mendy, because you guys were saying 3 months ago that he was going to leave, and look, he's still here at the club.
Matt,
No
you
one
look a bit
wants
like
it. It's
Kepa.
not
Is
a
that why you
good
like
thing.
him?
That's not a good thing. No one wants
Yeah, I
it.
Yes, it is.
think
That's a
Matt actually
fantastic
does
thing.
have a
it's
thing
not.
for
You
Kepa.
You look
Kepa.
you look a bit like him.
Matt,
Legit.
we're waiting for someone to take you off this panel. But no one wants
Okay,
it.
$100,
Do you know what I mean?
$100,
No one wants it.
$100,
So you know what I mean?
$100. Go,
No, you're not worth $100.
go.
You're
Well, now then I'm
seriously not
here.
worth it.
Then I'm here to
Lewis,
stay.
That's nearly
Lewis,
half
I'm
price,
here to
isn't it?
I want a 99p super
Dollars and
sticker
pounds.
to get Matt off this panel. That's not a 99p super sticker, please. Someone put it in to get Matt off. When
Might-
he's talking
might
about
even
Kepa.
struggle with that.
Be in it. Right, let me go for a few super chats. Calm my head. Guyan says Mount should drive Cho to the airport with Havertz. Yeah, you know, I'll put him in the luggage and send him back to Leverkusen. Jonathan says Cho is done with England and Chelsea. We'll see. We'll see. Like, Leverkusen apparently want a clause to try and make it permanent.
Thank you.
Depending on the amount, I'm not up for it, but it depends.
No,
on
there is a buyout or buy clause, I guess. Apparently from
Okay.
that Plettenberg guy. Yeah, he said there's a clause. There's
I
a
didn't read
option
that.
rather. He didn't state a figure, but he said there's an option in there. So watch this space.
What's men plus Kepa equal heart left and what's that eggplant?
Yeah.
It's an
Eggplant is like
See, Lewis, you talk about
You know
his
when-
wrists, yeah.
Vegetarian? What the
Lewis,
fuck
you
is
talk
that
about
mean?
his wrists. I know from personal experience
What-
that he has
what's
good
that?
wrists.
Whoa. Just
when
get
you
him
never had
off
it.
here, bro.
what?
I'm just
What's
giving
the
you guys
eggplant? I just want to
information.
know.
The
Let's
eggplant
talk-
is the emoji for a
No,
dick.
no, Alex.
Matt's talking about Kepa's wrists.
But a raging
Also
hard one,
my-
Alex. That is
also
goes
my
blue
show,
or
also
purple.
my show, and he has to come here and talk about
Listen,
Kepa. I'm talking about show. When he comes to bring his Kepa.
It's proper blue. He's proper Chelsea's proper blue dick.
Can't
It's
believe
purple.
it.
Swollen.
Right, for Fofana, 70 million. We spoke about that a little bit earlier, but do we think we can
saying
actually get him
I'm
for
obsessed
70 million
with
plus
sex.
add-ons, or do you think it's going to be the full 80 million?
I wonder if it's.
I think it would be
actually-
about 75. I think it would be 72, something like that,
I-
somewhere in
I
between.
wonder if it's actually the structure of the payment and the add-ons that is actually the issue instead of the price. Do you know what I mean? Like, how much we're going to offer up front, and then what are the add-ons after that? I think.
Yeah, because I could imagine Leicester asking for a lot up top.
Yeah, because it's like 8 days after the window. They probably want as much up front as possible, so then they can make their signings. So I wonder if it's that. If we're going back to like offering it over a certain number of years, and we're not going to offer so much up front. So I just wonder if it's that that's stopping the deal.
By the way, can we talk about blonde ginger Mason Mount? Ginger Mason Mount.
Who, Gordon?
I didn't hear any updates.
Isn't he white hair?
That's blonde, man.
White hair?
What colour is his hair? He said ginger.
It's blonde, man.
I wonder if he's naturally blonde.
Ginger.
I think he's
It was
naturally
Strawberry
ginger.
blonde.
Is it?
It was ginger.
I think he's naturally ginger. He might have dyed it blonde.
Ginger. Yeah, he dyed it blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
I can't
Nah,
think
it's
of
definitely
talking about
natural.
players' hair, man. Jesus Christ.
You know,
Let's kill me now. Jesus.
is it blonde? I thought it was ginger.
Who cares?
I don't know. It looks.
Talk about the hair.
But
I
I looked at him closely, and the price, even 7-year prices.
This is how Alex rates players. You despicable.
No, I mean, look, I'm not.
Alex, doesn't he remind you of like, pardon my French, but like trailer trash here in the United States? When I saw a close up of his face, I was like, whoa. He reminds me of the people like the Boonies.
You know who reminds me of the way he runs? He reminds me of Gareth Bale for some reason. It's like a same style of like the way he runs. I'm not saying the skill set. I'm saying like
He's got a good shot on him as well. Like,
Yeah.
from outside the box. I know it might be Everton, so.
But
if he moves here,
Doesn't
but-
convert to the goals though. That's my question.
are you you
Those
met
are the goals.
again?
Wait, am I allowed to talk, or is it because I talk about Kepa? I'm not allowed to?
No, you
put it
talked
formal
about
writing,
him last
yeah.
time, and
Yeah.
last time. Never mind. Let's go. Just talk and let people decide on themselves.
Well, no one's doing $100, so I'm still here. But I was saying that
Nobody's saying
if he has
about
a good shot,
$100. I'm just
if he has a
saying
good,
that.
yeah, well, no, I was gonna ask you the question as well. If he has a good shot, is it the shots are great? They get saved, but doesn't convert into a lot of goals.
He gets shots away that he shouldn't get, and there are harder angles, but he's still threatening.
Okay.
Yeah, he
And
should get
just
more
that-
goals.
Fast.
He's in different positions.
He's really fast. Also, he's
Okay.
really fast.
I said it yesterday. I think everyone needs to get 60 million off of their mind. Yeah, just get it off their mind, because if it happens, it happens, right? You are not financially affected by what Chelsea spend. Anyone here, okay? Anyone that goes to the stadium, you're not financially impacted. What I said it before. When a manager brings a player and he wants, show us what, and we disagree. Show us why you want him. How are you going to play him?
Yep.
How does he execute those plans on the pitch? That's all I care about. For 60 million, it happens. Morecambe White's Gibb went for 45 million. Yeah, and he might have played a bit more, but it's just the inflation of the transfer window.
It's
About
actual
5 years
inflation
ago,
in the country,
yeah,
man.
5
People
years ago,
forget
it
that
would
that's
have been- It probably would have been 30, and people would have said that's too much.
People forget that the Europe
And we're at
goes
the
through.
end of the transfer window as
No,
well.
people forget that the Europe himself goes through the inflation
Yeah.
like nobody's business. Like it's one of the biggest things since the repression.
Depression.
It's, I mean, seriously, price. I don't know why people are so bent over, especially on Twitter. Man, that thing is starting annoying me. I might need to go off that thing for a while because that
Twitter
thing is
movement
just
toxic.
mad.
Imagine my shot.
Let
You
me-
saw
let
the
me- let me
Pulisic
just-
stuff yesterday.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly.
It's not about Pulisic. It's about like.
No, I mean this is one
what-
example.
It's like he's not allowed. First of all, it's like he's not allowed to talk to players from his country in a different club. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad about what's the name about the signings. Like, there's some people are so bent over just to prove that they are like no.
Mike,
It's
hey,
like
you remember that?
It's loads of people.
It's loads of people, but he's definitely spearheading it. The negativity.
But the thing is,
Oh,
it's not.
100%.
It's this fan base is so hypocritical, because it's like all we were hearing before we signed anyone. Well, once we were taken over, okay, New regime has got to back the manager. Got to give him what he wants. We're gonna back the manager. Let's face it, guys. You'd have more credibility if you came out and said, "I'll back the manager until we go after a player I don't want or I don't think we need." You'd have more credibility. Just come out and say it like that. Say you'll back the manager, and unless we go for players that you don't want or that you don't think that we should sign for Chelsea. That's what it is. That's it, really.
You know what's funny is but I'm asking, like, did he or did he not bring the players and they all bang? He's like, yeah, but they weren't the first choice.
Yeah.
He's like, well, he was going for Ake. I was like, there's the newspaper said that we're going for Ake. How true it is, I don't know. Maybe even if like, for example, when we going for all three of them at the same time, for Delinquent, for Koulibaly, and for Ake, at the same time, and we're gonna pin one at the last to see which one is better. Is that possibility?
Even if we were going for an Ake, how do you know that he wouldn't have done well as well?
Exactly.
It's just finding
every good player.
Especially in the three at the back. Especially in the three at the back, he'd do well.
Even and look, I'm not going to defend Maguire, say that he's the best defender at all. But remember when people talking about when he was at Leicester?
In the back
remember
three,
when people talking about when he was at Hull City? People forget
England. England player back three.
No, I'm saying at Hull City he was a prime prospect.
Yeah.
Then when he went
in that same system as well. In that same
exactly,
three at the back.
He was playing three at the back all the time. Then he went from Hull City same time as Robinson. Everybody was like, "Who the hell was Robinson?" I know that Robinson kid. I wanted him when he was at Hull City. That's how I cut my eye. He cut my eye when I was watching Hull City. Same thing is with that Gordon kid. It's something about him that it cut my eye and it didn't let it go since the last season.
It could be the worst deal in history or a master stroke. It's one of those two.
Happens all the time. No one.
I'm just saying people.
No, what I'm saying.
Gordon before he joined.
Even if we don't necessarily
agree with it.
No one talks
100%.
about transfer fees and the player
What I'm saying is Maguire, when Maguire was at Leicester, Chelsea was after him. City was after him.
Who are we?
Yeah, Chelsea was after him. We were playing back three back then. What's his name? I know for. Yeah, Kante was there, right?
No.
Kante wasn't there when Maguire was there.
He came in after Kante left.
Okay, I know for a fact that City was after him.
Oh yeah,
City was after
him. Linked to him. Yeah, City were linked to him. I didn't want to
and
pay
eventually,
the price.
Man United got him.
Yeah, because they were willing to pay the price.
I think we can all sit and say have our.
I actually
opinions,
wanted
but
him when
Tuchel
he
wants
was at
something, we
Hull
should back
City.
it.
I actually thought Maguire was good. I wanted him when he was at Hull City.
Yeah.
He probably still is good.
He is still good. I'm not saying he's like as bad as Man United saying.
He would come in as a backup to Thiago Silva.
How many players at Man United have digressed? Do you know what I mean?
Every single one.
That's what I mean.
He's not a good footballer, but he's not a bad footballer. He's in the Premier League.
Maguire,
obviously, he's made it.
I know Maguire
the World Cup
stuffed
final
up for England as well.
I think in a back three. I'm not for it, but I don't think it'd be the worst thing because
this CH deal better not be a loan. That's all I'm saying. I don't
forget Ziyech. Why aren't we going for Lucas Paqueta? Why aren't we going for Lucas Paqueta?
Don't talk about what you're going to get from the bakery, bro.
Sir Warner, I do not want Maguire at Chelsea. I'm just explaining Maguire deal.
Yeah, no one wants Maguire.
We don't want him. That's what I keep. That's why fans have got to understand. Just because you want a player doesn't mean that the club does. You know what I mean?
Cicada just likes the saucy ballers.
Paqueta sounded
but
nice.
we're talking.
Wait. Paqueta sounded nice and everything, but let's not act like anybody in the fan base even mentioned his name.
Exactly.
It just came up.
Nobody spoke about him, so we can't act like Tuchel's missed
because we've not been linked with him.
But
I mean, the fact that that West Ham, I think he'd I don't know. He adds creativity. What everyone's calling out for.
I would think.
He had some good dance moves.
No one should even bother talking about midfield because our manager thinks we're fine in midfield.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You don't believe that. How can he said when he came into the club, he said he needs to rejuvenate the midfield. Why do you think it's any different now?
When he came in, he wants to rejuvenate the midfield, and we didn't bring in anybody.
How come there's no?
Yeah, because that was Marina. And now it's different.
Yeah, it's different. And we still have
different, but he's still saying nothing.
How come there's no stories apart from Dion?
We don't know. There's 7 days left. Let's see.
What do you mean?
Like,
we
We're
don't
talking
know?
about
You in 3
stories.
months?
7 days. It's not a long time.
We're talking about
Casemiro came out of nowhere and
Against
signed
this
within a
young
few
Go
goals.
days.
in for him.
We didn't go in for him.
No, I'm just saying. The point is that deals come out of nowhere.
The
De Jong
point
will
is
only
we
join
haven't
Chelsea,
made an
Barcelona, and
active
let him
move
go.
for any midfielder except De Jong.
And De Jong is on Barca's side.
And
It's not
even
even
that's
on our
not
side.
active. It's depending on the player.
Exactly. Right, let me go through a few of these super chats. President Jafar says, Matt, why did we get Mendy in the first place? Matt, if you would
Well,
like to answer.
I can answer this. Well, obviously to replace Kepa. But guess what? Players can turn around and become good again. You know, there's second chances. So I will give him that second chance. He's deserved it.
No
So
one
you
deserves it. No
Maguire.
one
Is
deserves
that what you are?
anything,
Is
man.
that what you're saying, Matt?
No one deserves
What?
anything, man. No
Well,
one
he's
deserves
done
for
well.
Maguire?
He's done well.
He saved 2
I know, so
penalties, man. That's it. Come on.
He hasn't done
No,
better
but
than Mendy.
he's done very well under Tuchel. What mistake has he made in goals under Tuchel?
He hasn't done better than
Turning up
Mendy.
and
So
taking his
that's
time.
how it works.
Then again, Mendy needs to be disciplined. I know
But he's barely
likes to mock
played,
it,
and he's
but he
played
does.
in cup games. If
No, he
you-
didn't. He played in the Premier League against
Super
Tottenham.
chat. Move on to the super chat.
How many Premier League games has he
Super
played?
chat.
One
super
sec,
chat,
guys.
super
One
chat,
sec.
super
Well, let's
chat.
leave the Kepa
I'm not doing the
debate.
Kepa
He's
thing, it's
crap
boring.
anyway.
We'll start
Artem
next
says.
week.
Artem says Gordon is a good player. He's just raw. You can teach and improve final product, even though our attack doesn't look like it. What you can't teach is explosiveness, change of direction, and pace. He also has tremendous work rate, which we lacked Sunday. I will say, like,
I agree.
Gordon's fundamentals look very good. The problem with everyone is we're all just looking at the price tag and just thinking he ain't
Yeah.
worth all that. But
That's it.
Tuchel really likes him. We have to judge him as he plays for us and how he develops. It's as simple as that. I do agree with what you're saying. It's just, can someone please teach Havertz and Mount to have better end products?
Can I ask you a question?
Go
For
on,
example,
bro.
some companies likes like to have experience when you hire somebody, and some companies actually don't. They actually want somebody that doesn't have experience
That they can
they
mold.
can teach him and mold
Yep.
them into the thing. And I think this is what Tuchel is actually kind of got stuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's actually a mental thing. I heard somebody yesterday on what's the name, on the space talking, and I actually tagged him in and I posted, and his name is I think is Jay. Anyway, a guy on Twitter, and he was talking sense, saying like the reason why about the forward, like people with genuine questions asking about like, can you move Ajax? Can you move thing from my screen so I can that thing?
We'll bring it back.
Yeah, there we go. It's kind of My thing is about the whole situation. Don't you think that maybe that's the problem with Chelsea's forward line, that the players that we have up front, when people asking the questions about like all of them, it can be that they all bad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they all. The reason of my question is: do you think they all bad, or they are that kind of like a block have that they cannot understand what Tuchel's directions are? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy for them to block his ideas than actually try to concentrate to work on those ideas. That's my question.
Did someone compare him to Damien
just-
Duff? I saw in the chat.
But Alex, is it just
why
Tuchel though? So these attackers
no,
were
it's
like
Gordon.
weren't that great
as
as
in
under
he-
Lampard as well?
I asked the questions. I don't know what Cicada brings the fucking somebody.
Yeah, I don't know
I
too.
saw a lot of
What do
Damien
you
Duff
think?
comments in the comments. I just didn't know where.
I
it
thought
came
someone
you think
mentioned it because there's
What's
loads
wrong
of
with
loads of
Havertz?
comments.
Havertz wouldn't fit the system because he's naturally a cam. So is it some players don't fit the system? Would you say that?
Yeah, but no one plays with camps anymore. Anyway.
Havertz is not even a cam, so I'm not sure we got
What
that
even is he?
from.
I don't even know what he is.
He's a
I don't
second
know.
striker.
Second striker.
He plays off.
Cam, second
man.
striker.
Sorry,
Every
Mo.
Leverkusen fan says he's a cam. He's an
Yeah,
age
it's the
who
same
can
thing.
push up to a 10.
Are you CF? Are you Jay that I was talking about on the Twitter?
No, it's not me.
I'll fill it. I'll go look for the guy. But yeah, talk, because I wanna say after you answered the question or whatever, I wanna answer the way that guy answered, and see if anybody sees it the same thing. Just go ahead. Think that it's the players that we have don't understand the way Tuchel wants to play, or something else over there, or they just really they're bad strikers, or Tuchel that bad of coaching strikers or coaching forwards?
No, because I think I'm not going to rule that out completely, but I saw these same attackers, Sarri, under Lampard as well, and we've been crying out for the same problem. I mean, conversion was the biggest problem. I felt like a lot of them, and also each attacker has probably their own issues with injuries, up and down in form, and I think there's, as a collective, it's been a big issue. Throw Lukaku in there, who's meant to solve the problem, completely destroyed it. Didn't do nothing. So I don't think I think Tuchel's system is probably similar to some of the ways we have played. Lampard wanted to play the same way, right? With the full backs instead of the wing backs. He wanted to play very attacking. I still think that just big sample size. I don't think
Anybody else thoughts? I send you the guy's Twitter account. So for anybody.
We're talking about Gordon still, yeah?
No,
we're talking about Damon Duff.
That guy. I've
Why
never
isn't
seen
our
that
attack
account
doing
before.
well?
I won't lie.
I lost it there.
Never seen it before.
My question was: is that attack or Tuchel or?
I think it's a bit of both, because he's had 18 months with roughly the same attackers, right? He's tried all different combos. He's tried 2 up top with 1 behind. He's tried all 3. He's tried them different, like wide or more centralized. I don't know what he sees in training, really. I would love to see a full at Cobham training, not the glorified PR stunt yesterday. The actual training and what he sees them do in training, because he can't. They can't honestly. What they produce in training, I don't know what they're doing. They must be doing absolutely brilliant in training. But for him, that must be the only thing I can really logically think about. That they must be brilliant in training for him to still pick them, because we always say he's one of the smartest. One of the things, he does this, and this. I think it's stubbornness. I think it all goes back to his stubbornness as well. That he's determined to play certain players a certain way.
It's his options. It's his options.
Not to make it work.
Hang on. He's determined to see Kai Havertz as a false 9 or a 9 or something like that, or play up top anyway. He's determined that he thinks he can go, I saw it at Bayer Leverkusen. I can see him doing there. He's done this, and this. It's not working. I sent Lewis. Lewis, you see that thing in the chat with the?
Oh yeah, I've already tweeted about it.
They're not even the same misses.
I had an argument on my group chat earlier that Havertz is being held back by the lack of creativity. Sorry, we need creativity and a better number 9. He is as bad of a finisher as Timo Werner is.
Yeah. He is. It's not. It's all different finishes as well. They're not even the same finish.
He finishes like Cho. Yeah, and we cross out Cho's finishes.
All finesse. He feeds the keeper.
Go on, sorry. They're terrible finishes as well. I believe it's a bit of both. It's terrible finishes. And the problem is,
they're not all terrible finishes. Let's be honest. Let's not go extreme.
Who's a good finisher then? Who's a good finisher?
No, I'm saying let's not go extreme. You can say you don't rate his finishing without saying he's completely shit finishing.
Hold on a second.
It means the same thing. It means the same thing.
Let's do this. What does Kai Havertz offer to this team right now?
Just movement.
Running.
No. Can we stop this right now?
Nothing.
Let's stop this right now.
Nothing.
I never
Not much for
a
me.
player for running on a field. That is the minimum requirement
he runs,
of his
he has
job.
good work rate, his movement is excellent, and he gets into the right positions.
Hold on a second.
Hey, but it's not just movement that he moves. It's probably how movement that Tuchel wants him to move, and he does it right. Where
there's more to
Lukaku
it. And
coach you in the final
I'm not defending what's his name? Havertz right now, but there's significant situations where you can you're contradicting yourselves at the same time. But for example, you, Andrew, just said that you contradicted yourself. Like you're saying that it's a part of Tuchel and on the players, but at the same time you said we all shit. But that's what Tuchel's saying literally. They're all shit. I got the same strikers.
But the problem
that's why he's going for the striker.
But
exactly, he's got no one else.
This is where it's his fault, right? He keeps, and he's done it. I know last season he tried it all, but he keeps playing the 1 or 2 in the same, no matter what, in the 3. And it's usually Mount and Havertz usually plays with a different person, right? Then, and I keep hearing like, oh, Mount and Havertz have great link up. That's bullshit.
Okay.
They do not have great link up whatsoever.
Okay.
Their link up is
They have
arse.
great link up
Yeah?
off
So
the pitch.
you
They
saying
can do
you
Swiss
saying it's
celebration
better
and
to
kick
drop
their way
all
to
both
some
of them?
goals.
You're saying it's better to drop both of them and play Pulisic?
No, I
Yes.
think it,
Right now, yes.
maybe
Right
drop
now,
one of
yes.
them,
I want them
but
both
maybe,
dropped.
Hang on, maybe drop one of them and actually play Sterling on the left, which is his best position.
They're both
as we
playing
say.
poorly.
And
They're
maybe
both
move Kai
playing
forward
poorly.
centre or play someone else.
Which
in
is
the
to the
centre.
middle.
Mount
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
creating.
Just try
Havertz
Actually-
isn't
actually,
finishing.
CHO
Neither
is-
are showing anything in game.
CHO
Both
is
need to drop.
actually Sterling is actually has a free run anywhere he wants up top free. I think
I
it's
think
his
more
instruction.
maybe not Leeds, but a bit more. He seemed a bit more centralised in the first two
Against
games.
Leeds, Sterling was
against
still the one
Tottenham,
who did
not
the
against
most out of the
Leeds.
front 3.
No, Leeds he had a
Against
bit
Everton,
more,
he started up
But
front.
the problem is, it's like Kai is not a wide player, right?
But
He's a
that,
more
but hold on a
inside
second.
forward
But that's
or
that's my problem. People keep saying that we have shit forwards. Then they going on Tuchel saying he cannot coach forwards. Then at the same
Yeah, it
time,
doesn't make
they
sense.
blame
It's all a
they
mess.
blame create chances on the midfield. And when he's talking about I have the same forwards and I need a better forwards and he's going for them, we saying that that's not a good profile. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you what the guy said, and I think it actually kind of makes sense. I understand that we have, and like what people saying, like our forward line is suck. So is the reason they suck is because of the Tuchel or because of they actual bad players?
Both, man.
It's a combination
Okay.
of both, yeah.
Okay, so the guy said, look, I think the way Tuchel wants to explain how to play, you can see it on the way the links. I know you're gonna be jumping, like the links are there, how they supposed to play, but the finishing part is not there. And you're saying, but this is the job for the finisher. Then you come at the same time and said, like Lukaku last season. Lukaku had finishing, but he did not have movement. And all of a sudden, the whole system is collapsing because no movement. Do you see what I'm saying? That's his point. Like, we see both situations, and we cannot find the middle. And that middle things, it's not on a Tuchel, it's more on the players.
When fit, though, do you agree that last season, even during this season, 2 out of his front 3 will always be Mount and Havertz, right? When
Yes.
they're fit, yeah, they'll always be fit, and maybe that's a problem in itself as well. That he doesn't.
Yeah, they're
I know a bit
complacent.
like-
They know
last
they'll
season
never
he
get
did-
dropped.
he
This
did- a bit last season he did mix out due to injuries and stuff like that. He was, and the Lukaku situation did, but he'll usually go back to Mount and Havertz and then someone else. Now it's Sterling. Maybe that's fixed, but maybe that's an issue in itself because I know Lewis.
He's
I
got
don't-
no one else.
No, that's not. Listen.
No,
Cicada,
you've got
we might think the
Pulisic.
other
No one
someone's
that he
good.
trusts. No one that he trusts to do the job that he wants to do.
But he trusts Mount and
Hence
Havertz,
why we're getting
so
in
that's on
players
him.
like Gordon because he wants to do what Tuchel wants to do.
He's putting his trust in the wrong players in Havertz and Mount.
And that's the key point.
That's where he's
That's
shooting
the
himself
key-
in the foot.
Yeah.
Because those two players play a role.
And I think that comes back.
that Tuchel
Pulisic
needs
has
for that
any one of
position,
those
and there is
games-
no backup for him.
If Pulisic has any one of those games that Havertz or Mount has had over the last 5 months, you don't see him for another 2 months.
He gets slaughtered. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think this comes back to the stubbornness Andrew was talking about because he sees certain players
That's a German thing.
fit
That's
certain
what Klopp's,
roles,
That's what
and he
Klopp's
tries to
doing.
he tries
But
to
that's
keep
always
hammering
been-
them in there, but they
One
keep
at a time.
letting
That's
him
always-
down.
That's
We-
any manager.
You-
That's
Yeah,
any manager.
Right, let him finish. Let him finish.
Let him go.
Mark.
Let him He's got to finish it. Come on.
No, but I mean that's simply what I'm saying. And the players keep letting them down, but he doesn't look for alternatives within the team. He keeps trying to fit them in a certain role, in
Yeah.
a certain formation that he set for them.
Like
And
sticking with the 2 in midfield.
that's his
switching
fault
to a
with
3
his
or whatever.
stubbornness.
Yeah, it's right. It's the same with the substitutions. It's a reaction, not it's reactive, not proactive.
Exactly.
It's a reactive to going 2-0 down to change it to a 3 in at half time. It should have been done before the even first goal went in because you could see it. Everyone could see it. It's the same, and he has to get over this. He has to get. It's also ego plays a part as well. Ego and
That's what
stubbornness
I'm
plays
saying.
a part.
I've noticed he
thinks-
has an ego. Yeah.
And also, he doesn't
I-
want to rip
I
play.
did
He
not-
doesn't want to
Everybody
rip play his confidence as well.
I did
That's
not
another-
want
that's
Tuchel
another reason.
at Chelsea
Yeah.
because of his
Yes.
ego. I knew about his ego before the Chelsea, and I was like, those two not gonna work. But somehow we did with Abramovich. But that's a different point.
But the thing about players' confidence is, and I can go to anything, I can go to goalkeeper, and go to this, and this. But you know, it's these some of these guys, Havertz, Mount to a lesser extent, Havertz especially, has been given so many opportunities, and he's failed. He's failed at them. He's failed to do his job.
shit, man.
Andrew,
still
look at
defending.
this. You can see with Havertz and Lukaku are two polar opposites in this team. Like what happened? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One has
Exactly.
everything everybody's look, and we do play better with Havertz when Lukaku was at the team, with Havertz and the Mount. You see what I'm saying? We did not finish, but we also see we're supposedly one of the best finishers in the world. But it didn't. How you say it? Moved into the how you say it?
Yeah, it
into
didn't
the
fit. It didn't fit.
it didn't fit.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Which is why I question when people go, "Yeah, we need an ideal number 9." I don't know. First, it's like when they go to DM. I don't think he wants that number 9.
Destroyed.
That's
that one who
true.
Stays there and does it. And everyone goes, bring up Ivan Toney. I'd love Ivan Toney, but I don't think Tuchel would like.
Exactly.
Ivan Toney.
He could fit in this
Exactly.
team, but
That's-
Tuchel's shown he's not
He
willing
already
to make
had
those accommodations.
he already has
No,
two
no,
of them. He had Giroud and Tammy
look,
Abraham. And didn't want him.
and that's the point. That's the point. You can see Ivan Toney is exactly what Giroud was when he was young.
Yeah.
Nah.
See what I'm saying?
But that's why
No,
Aubameyang
he's-
makes more sense, because Aubameyang will give you the movement Havertz has, but he's a better finisher.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't play
Yeah.
Giroud all the time. He didn't play
Yeah.
Giroud all the time because he doesn't like that type of.
The problem with
Exactly.
Havertz, if he makes the runs, it's just he's a terrible, terrible finisher.
But he
You see what I'm
also,
saying?
He doesn't like him static. He doesn't like him. Really,
That's my point.
Why
He does not
That's
want-
why it get me pissed off because
That's why the answer to our problems.
Look. People keep showing that no. Yeah, there's another type of agenda that when we do have a forwards that make a run, but nobody pass it to him, and this is my part of the game that I think it's missing from Chelsea. But nobody question why Tuchel does not want those passes to happen. It doesn't matter with Jorginho, even if it was gonna be a player there. Why? Maybe he does not want forwards to do those runs. Maybe he wants them to be more fluid in between them. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't make those runs.
World-class players up top.
Just make like a 1-2. Like the problem with Chelsea players up front right now, it's too many touches and the zone where it needs doesn't.
100%.
When you reach a specific places, specific positions, there's no need to be touches.
Yeah, that's why the conversion rate is so important because you
There's-
go
again-
through games of only having minimum amount of chances.
Again,
It's a conversion rate.
As a defender, it's easier to get when somebody has an extra touch. If you have a touch, I can actually close you quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
You stop
So
the
if it's a
momentum.
one touch,
Stop the
I have to think of two of them,
Yeah,
players,
exactly.
not just one. I have to think of two of them.
Look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek Sunday against Leeds, right?
Oh my
Perfectly onto
God.
the ball of his right. If a defender's going there, he is thinking, I've got to make a choice. I've got to go this way or that way, or stay in the middle. Now Ruben's taking a touch to his left. Okay, I'm going left. Easy to block like
No,
that.
so frustrating.
That is just one of the frustrating things.
His first touch was actually put him in a position that you know that he's looking for pass.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
His body
That's
stiff.
like I'm telling you, as a defender, if you take the touch, I know where I can actually guess where you next gonna go. Because if he would have gone right after the first touch, he's shooting.
Yeah.
I need to better hurry up. But when he took a shot on the left, all of them stood. The
But if you
defender
notice,
stood
no
because he runs into them.
And also, before he even took the touch, there was no defender in his way. There was actually, he actually had a free shot on goal.
That's
right?
what I'm
But
saying.
He took the touch.
By moving
Now the defender's in the
sideways.
way.
He's a joke.
And that's the problem. It's everyone, even Cucurella on Sunday, the second half, he was out just outside the box.
Yeah.
On his left, He turns to shoot it on his right. You're left-footed, bro. Shoot it on your left. See what happens. It's
the
Yeah,
same
And
thing.
you can tell if the Cucurella made that decision before he got to the ball. That's how that was.
Well,
That's
that's
mad.
usually how it happens.
That's
They usually
madness.
how.
Yeah.
That's
But
madness. That's
example, Robin Loftus-Cheek and James, when James scored second goal against Tottenham. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
First time, yeah. He ran onto it.
How was a similarity to Robin Loftus-Cheek? Robin Loftus-Cheek a little bit slider more to the right.
Well,
And
he's
he was
running onto
running.
it, yeah. Running onto
You see what I'm
it.
saying? He
And
just
even
took
then,
a shot.
Even then,
And Reece
listen,
is on
if the goalkeeper probably stayed in position, he might have even saved it, but it doesn't matter, it went in. But at least
Exactly.
he took the shot. He had the mind. This is a wing back who has the mindset of when he's in front of goal to take the shot, yeah?
That's what I
That's
was saying.
what I'm
He's
talking
better than
about. These
Cho
guys in attack,
in terms of
it's the
creative stats.
Arsenal
He's way
disease.
better than Cho.
It's the Arsenal disease.
But
It's to
do you
take
guys
the
think
extra
that?
touch. That's what it is.
Do you guys think that
It's annoying.
Tuchel teaches offensive patterns of play, or not at all? Do you guys
Nobody.
think that?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
don't.
right? Yeah.
I don't think so
He should
either.
do.
No, see, that's the problem. I think he relies on his
No,
players
no, no.
to create something themselves and make those decisions themselves when they're in attack. The problem is we don't have those kinds of players who have that kind of quality.
Right. Exactly, Mo.
We don't have.
Yes,
I don't
agree.
think those players are bad, but you need a structure for them to work within, and you
Yeah.
require
Yes.
them to have that kind of nous and to have that kind of ability to do things. They just don't.
I
have the ability.
think
They're
our
not that
forward
quality.
line,
Exactly,
the players that do not fit with Tuchel's forward line are system forward players. You know what I'm saying? They know where to run, how to open. They actually have instructions when they play up front. Tuchel does not like the forwards that have instructions how to play up front.
So you're talking about
You see what I'm
Werner
saying?
and Kai?
But even with these
Yes,
guys,
Werner, he's the exactly forward
Werner and Kai,
that
system
only
players.
plays through strategic placements of the ball.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Pulisic is
Many.
the dribbler that goes like goes and it's it. Like if the guy could pass right after he passes first player, he will be unbeatable. But the guy doesn't know when to stop when he
Again,
goes
too many touches.
to the
Another
dribble
one.
zone.
Very guilty.
Terrible
of it.
decision making.
Exactly, and that's maybe the way the Tuchel is actually looking at the Chelsea forward. Like, look, you way too dependent on how to actually play up front. Just like express yourselves. That's what he thinks. Maybe I don't know.
But they ain't good
there's-
enough.
I'm not gonna say that there's no specific instructions how to play forward. There's always specific instructions of how to play forward. You get in this, you cross in there. That's it. That's a basic instructions that you can get. But in the detail, I don't know if he is, because if you look at his training instructions on YouTube when he first comes to Chelsea, he makes the field small. You see what I'm saying? People pressured in the small box. That's why our defense is playing in the small box system, and it's in the defending thing. But when you go up front, that box cannot be small. You
And the
have to
problem is,
open up.
a player like Sterling is what Tuchel needs. Players who can kind of take the initiative and make things happen on their own. But
Exactly.
the problem is,
And the
Sterling
tight
is the only
spaces.
one. Exactly. Sterling is the only one.
He needs more.
There's only one
Exactly.
Sterling attack. All the other players, they're off the pace. They don't have that kind of same instinct he does. But Sterling, he worked in a system under Pep. And so not every player had that instinct like him, but they
Exactly.
all had a kind of like a structure to work under
And
in order
that's
to create those opportunities for them. He didn't
Look.
have to be the one to rely on every time.
Moya, that's exactly what the guy was saying. That the guy on the space, he said that the forward players that we have looks like they cannot understand how Tuchel likes them to play up front. They just can't understand because they've been playing for specific lines for specific situations only. That's what he was saying. Like he's like, it's not like they are bad players. They just do not understand how he wants them to
There's
play.
definitely some confusion there. I can see
Exactly.
it. Like they don't know.
Misunderstanding.
They don't look like they know what they're doing.
Exactly. That's
There's
how
no
we
cohesion
bet.
either.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And when you said Winter Surfer, when you said that it was like, oh, there's no cohesion between Kai Havertz and Mount, there's actually is. I know it's not a good one, and it's not proven that it's gonna work, but it's actually is. They do know at least which one is. You see what I'm saying? To prove you,
I don't
they're
think
not
so,
running
because
into
the
the same
Mount
space,
cost
both of them.
No, I know
know
what
it's-
Alex is
no.
talking about. It's not exceptional. We're not saying
It's
the
not
quality or
exception-
the telepathy they have between each other is this high level thing. But they're the two the standouts for me that look like they actually understand each other.
Understand exactly.
I'd
The
say
list
Havertz
looks like,
knows when to run when Mount has the ball, but just Mount doesn't release as much.
but
So wait,
that's
let me translate then. So they know where each other are.
Yeah, they just can't do it.
They're just not
Exactly.
talented enough to.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't amount to anything.
Yes,
It doesn't
that's how
amount to
low
anything
we are.
because
I
they
just
can't
wanna
do
say
it
that.
alone.
But that's the point. That's the
Yeah.
point of the whole conversation about the front three. That way, at least the reason why those two are playing, at least they kind of like apprehend it. They can do it, but at least they know. Because
But
when
that-
you put,
man.
That goes
I
down to
know.
quality, not Tuchel though. I think at the end of the day, they know where they are, but they just can't do it.
They're not
We
good
I
enough.
don't know.
We need help.
Like-
Yeah.
Serious help.
Yeah, they
I
need help.
agree.
They
Back.
can't do it. Those two, they can't do it alone. They need
I'd
other
like- I'd
players to
like to
play off
see-
of them as well.
I would like to see how they do. They get a run each separately out when one's out of the team, and see how they act with other players. Because
but
then
they did. Mount is actually better when he was playing.
Yeah,
see-
maybe. But I'd like to see. No, if Mount isn't producing, which he isn't at the moment, maybe that's the way he's to play. Maybe sit him down for a couple of games, see how Havertz does without him. You know, stuff like that. Because I like Havertz.
I don't think so. No, don't think that.
Havertz
Other way
is-
round.
Havertz was linking up with Sterling pretty well against Spurs, stuff like that. Not really seeing Mount and Sterling do much.
I tell
Why is
I
Mount
tell you, it's a concern for me that Mount might will stay in that position, even if we
it's a
get
waste.
some decent.
It's a waste. That's a waste of him doing that, especially on the left.
It's gonna bite him
On
back.
the right, maybe he's
Needs to
more
switch it
productive
up.
on the right, but on the left, no. Limits his limitations.
I think Pulisic needs to start this weekend. Like he needs to. There's no exception.
I like
why?
him to run on a pitch with a lead shirt.
No,
Why should he
from the
start?
bench
Why
again.
should he
needs,
start?
He needs to
Because
start from
Mount
the
and
bench.
Havertz need to be dropped.
Why, guys? Because like I don't know, Mount and Havertz are not doing it. I mean, Sterling
They
is, I
need to
guess,
Because his dad's
still okay.
because his dad's not happy that he's not playing. Come on, man, we're bigger than that.
They just literally.
Thought about that.
Hang on, Cicada,
Dads,
they
who
just
cares
Thought
about
about
his
that.
dad?
They just. Cicada, they just literally told you why, and you chose.
And
to
you're
ignore
talking to me about his
why they
dad.
told-
I don't care about his
Yeah,
dad.
they just literally told you why. You chose to ignore it and bring up his dad. Like
Look,
that.
my piece on Pulisic. Even if you give him those starts, and I don't think he's gonna ever show you that consistency that you want from him.
Oh,
He
that
at best.
thing and that's an aberration. A lot.
I hear
I don't know,
that.
maybe he
but,
will.
like,
No, I don't think that
Havertz
was
and
an
Mount ain't
aberration.
shown me-
I don't think that
Havertz
was an
and Mount ain't
aberration.
shown me that consistency either, my friend.
No, I don't think that was an aberration, Andrew. I think that was a player that was playing under a system that worked for him, in a position, in a role that worked for him. I just don't think you're ever going to see it from what Tuchel's asking from him.
To be
in this role.
fair, he was
There's-
not that big of a deal in a Dortmund either.
He wasn't, but he showed
He's
us that he
17.
could
He
actually.
was 17.
He carried us to top 4.
He
I mean,
didn't live
showed us that he
17
could
from
do
Dortmund.
something.
He didn't live when he was 17.
Moyo, I think Pulisic just wants like 10 games in a row where he can just show it. He doesn't get 10 games in a row or 7 games in a row. He just gets.
But even
dropped
if he
after 2 or
gets 10
3.
games in a row, he's not going to be that guy because he's not playing in
Yeah.
the system that you're going to see the best from him.
That's it.
He doesn't
That's
fit
it.
in the system. Anytime I saw him
biggest-
play, I saw
But
him more.
we've never
encouraging
seen that, though.
I saw more encouraging performances from him at times last season when he played at wing
Under
back.
Lampard.
He didn't get that consistency at wing
Oh,
back,
last
and I don't
season.
think he fits at
Right.
wing back. But that kind of role suited him more than this front three, like inside forward role. That's why
Right.
you're just never going to see that consistency from him because he's not doing the things that comes best to him in that position.
Yeah,
thing
I
is-
think
the
at another
thing is-
team where he's one of the main men and he's in a lower standard maybe, or maybe not even necessarily lower standard, but just a different system where he fits. He might.
But why don't we
bang,
just try
like,
it? Why
no
don't we
doubt.
just try it?
But I'm saying
I don't
not
know.
us. His time's part. It's like Cho. It's time to go, man. That's it. We've had enough. We need to
You
move
said
on.
about a lot of
Uh,
our attackers.
I think you'll struggle in a different team as well.
No, I actually think he will not struggle, for example, in a
Like
system
Liverpool.
Forward. Thank you.
Liverpool.
I think Liverpool, because
Well, Liverpool are
that's a
struggling
system.
themselves.
That's a striker system. That's a striker system.
He's going to be like a Jota. He can be a
Exactly.
poacher. He can even be someone who can hug the touchline. Run at
I
players.
agree, but the
You'll see
last
it,
I'm
man.
At
saying
this point,
of
let's just try it
Pulisic
out.
I
is
hope he doesn't. We're not selling him to Liverpool because that will destroy.
He ain't going to Liverpool.
Destroy
Wait,
what?
But I've seen him.
on a team.
They
Have
take
you
would
seen
that
how he's
destroy?
been running at players?
But our attackers are so shit. Why don't we just try it out? Why don't we just try out
Because we
Pulisic
don't
for
have
a
a
run of
mid.
games?
Well, not,
He's not
Why
saying
don't we have
replace
Sterling
the
and
whole-
Pulisic start on both wings or like
He's
both
not
inside
saying-
forwards?
He's not saying replace the whole
Hold up,
thing,
Lewis.
just
Let me
maybe
say
one
this
of the
to Declared. Declared, you're just bringing up the fact that he's running up players that he doesn't look like the same player anymore.
No,
Well,
I never got
think
to
about-
finish. Sorry. So you're going to make a point on
Okay.
something I never got across. Because the point I was trying to make, he looks like, I agree with what you guys are saying, but right now he looks like a shadow of himself.
Why is that?
This
Elaborate.
amazing player that you guys are talking about, Tuchel's tried him in so many different ways, and I'm remembering this. Pulisic used to run at players, dribble, at least the little things he used to do, get in positions, and he's struggling to do all that. So unless I can still see if he has the same form in a different team, he's going to struggle.
No,
But
that's a weak argument. Let me tell you why. Because you're
It's a weak
bringing.
argument.
It's a weak argument. You're not looking at it closely enough. You're talking about, oh, he doesn't look like the same player. He doesn't look like he can dribble. There might be some truth to that with him with his injuries and not having that momentum, gaining that momentum to get to that kind of level. But think about what he looked like under Lampard, Project Lockdown. Think about the player he was and
That's
how he
exactly
was
what I
able
said,
to.
yeah?
Think about the positions he was starting in. Pulisic
More
is the
wide.
kind of player who on the left-hand side, who starts from wide areas. And he gains that momentum. He gains that momentum running at players. He doesn't have that momentum. He's starting from tight spaces
I
here.
get that, but
He's not that
sometimes
kind of
here,
player.
sometimes
But-
this is where
but
you can
there's
try
been
and
he-
justify that it's simply you're just not good enough. I
Maybe
think
that's the
There's been
case,
heaps of-
but I'm saying that's
Wait,
why he's
hold
a
on.
different player. Or he looks like a
Pulisic
different
has had a
player.
number of games and he's drifted wide naturally.
Yeah, I was just
right?
gonna say that.
He's played in heaps of situations, just like how you described. And Project Lockdown, that player, right, and the player who he is now, who gets in the same situation, is not the same player, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying his form, maybe his injuries, maybe he doesn't want to be there. There is something there, right? This is not the same Pulisic. And you're talking about, let's give him 10 games. Let's give him 15. Let's give him the whole season. What's up with
listen to me.
Pulisic?
I never
Look,
asked for that much time
look.
for him.
Right,
Look,
Everyone's
I
still
did-
holding
I did
on.
because
Just like
guys, go through a few super chats. Guyan says Havertz and Mount executes plans tactically. Mount can't find players in open play, and Mount can't finish. So I don't really believe that, but I appreciate the donation. Artem says Liverpool create the most chances, like us from out wide. Difference is they commit a bunch of players in the box. We commit 2 to 3 players max. Don't get. That is more based on the formation, which I can understand, but we don't have better attackers in the middle, and the midfield is debatable in itself. Because, I understand you could debate better midfield than Liverpool, but you have to take availability into account as well.
Yeah.
So,
Guys. Wait, listen. Like, so Pulisic got an assist, right, against Wolves. I think he got a goal too. Maybe just an assist. He played really well, and then the next game Leeds he scored, and the next game against Leicester last season he missed that sitter, right, and then he got dropped for a run of games. But if Havertz or Mount did that, they would have stayed in the team. But Pulisic just got dropped after that miss against Leicester, and then he didn't come back. I'm like,
You're absolutely right.
why didn't he just get another run of games?
Because he doesn't offer what they offer all round. That's why. Whether you think they're better players or not, he doesn't. Pulisic doesn't offer. He doesn't offer the work rate and off the ball stuff that Tuchel wants, whether you like it or not. That's what he
I
wants.
understand that.
No
That's true. I agree. But he can work on that too.
There is work rate. Of course, Mount's a workhorse. You can't deny that.
No, Cicada's right. I can see what Tuchel values.
They've not been workhorses this season. That's just an excuse.
This is the
season.
problem.
Just against Spurs, they were.
Look, guys, this is the problem.
10k less than Leeds. So it's not
In one
Yeah.
game. That's
Look,
one
guys,
game,
it's
man.
still a
You weren't
game.
saying that after the Tottenham game. You're saying how hard they worked after the
Cicada.
Tottenham game. So you got your got to be balanced.
People forget the main
Cicada, he
thing.
can work on that. He can work on that.
Alex, hang on, because I need to respond. We also said we want to see this performance in the next game. We don't want to see it go back to Everton when they were shit. And what did they do? They went back to Everton when they were shit. So we also said that as well. But you choose to admit that when we actually say it. So we actually said, let's hope this performance continues. It's not just an uproar. It's not just a performance against Spurs that uplift them. The work rate thing is bullshit. It is a mandatory that you have work rate in this team. They shouldn't be praised. for
Not all
running
players are
around.
the same.
And
like
Pulisic's
that.
can work on that.
Well,
No, you
Andrew-
can't. Sometimes you
Andrew-
can't. You can't work on that aggression. Sometimes it's
Andrew,
aggression.
you're right. Work
What
rate
is
should
that
be.
that's aggressive
No,
about?
what
It's
happened?
like Gordon. It's like Gordon. He has that natural aggression, that fight. Something that Pulisic and Cho they don't have.
Havertz would rather fight Yari
That's all I'm saying.
than actually put in a performance.
Andrew, you're right. Hard work should be a given. But let's face it. Not every player works hard. Actually,
Exactly.
It's
They
become
don't all
kind
work
of a
the same.
commodity. A player who's willing to run all game and off the ball to put that much work in. It's become an asset now. As much as you don't want to hear it, and it's
Look how much trouble we've had with
every
Hazard.
player
He didn't want
gets
to do
that.
any running.
Look,
Modern
let me say a quick thing. People forget that it's not about us that we have to impress. Pulisic doesn't have to impress me. He have to impress Tuchel. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he doesn't like how Pulisic plays and he thinks that it's on Tuchel. I know it's a painful to watch, but I think Leicester game, it's not as much as about the players, it's about how we actually expose the system. I think there was a brilliant one, like tactical adjustment by Leeds coach, and after
Definitely.
we could get something if we would have lasted 1-0 until halftime, but we're 2-0 down, and Chelsea never goes back after the lead. You see what I'm saying? Not only one after the lead, but after the two goals down.
Links in the chat. So
Links in the chat can go up to 10 people, so there's 2 spaces.
Yeah, come in, Calby.
So-
Come in.
Cicada got on.
My-
Cicada said what you guys were saying in the chat, and actually
Yeah,
had the balls
and we all
to
proved
jump
Cicada
on.
is
Yeah.
wank.
Yeah,
you can
know
say
what I
what
mean?
you want about Cicada. He came on.
He came on and he had the balls
Came on.
to do it. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he still has those balls.
He had the
He's
balls
just
to
their
fit his
own.
waffle.
In
Yeah,
dramatic fashion.
He's got Neymar's balls in his mouth. Too.
yeah.
Hey, but at least he came on. At least
What's
he
those
jumped on.
things like
At
when
least
he
jumped
sees?
on.
Yeah,
jumped
he
on,
holds
you know what I
two eggplants. What eggplants? Right, eggplants in his hands. One Neymar, one Messi.
No, not Messi. Not Messi.
I'm
It's
just
turning
saying.
into, it's
I'm
turning
just
to
saying there
Paqueta.
is a
Lucas
thing. There is
Paqueta.
a thing, and it'll always be a thing
I'm a
when you have a favorite. Do you know how many times I said even Lampard's supposed to be dropped when he played under Mourinho, but he didn't.
Yeah.
There's plenty of times that I wanted Lampard down, out at when he was under Mourinho, because he
Really?
wasn't performing. But you knew that he will be eventually. Everybody has the players.
I don't know, man. Maybe my mind's a bit blocked from that era. I don't remember ever saying that about Lampard under Mourinho. You mean the second time under Mourinho, or the first time?
First time. I'm talking
Oh,
about
I
even
don't remember
first
the
time.
first time ever saying that about Lampard under Mourinho.
No. There's plenty of games. Sometimes Lampard was not present, like he was not into it, and he
But
wanted.
you know what though? That may have lasted a game. And
Yeah.
he'd bang into the next game. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like now it's like, oh, it happens 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, and we're left going, when is it going to happen? Why isn't it changing? You know, why aren't you stepping up? And maybe it's a different era. Maybe they were tougher 10 years ago. Obviously, they were tougher back then 10 years ago. You know, mentally they were tougher. This Chelsea team, anything bad that happens to them, they shrink. Even the
They're
best
mentally
players.
weak.
That's what I'm
Even-
saying.
even the-
Pulisic,
even the
and that's
so-called
the
leaders,
players. That's the
Thiago
players. You got to look at the
Silva,
play.
Koulibaly and Jorginho, they shrink.
No. Let's not over exaggerate here
They
about
shrink.
Thiago Silva and Koulibaly
Thiago
shrinking. It was
Sil-
one
no,
game. In one
sorry.
game.
No. It happens a lot. He doesn't really step up when adversity happens. You don't see it. You don't see him like on the pitch, right? You know, ordering people about or stuff like that. When that happens, he does it other times, but when it happens,
He's a different
he
kind of
doesn't-
leader, maybe. Maybe he's a different kind of leader to what you're.
Maybe that's the problem.
Not. He's
in
not. He's
itself.
not in the mold of Terry. I think.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
the
he's
problem.
similar.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But
Is the panel
everybody being softer is that it's this whole new generation. Like you can even see it with fouls and everything. Like if you know what I mean, everything's just soft.
Do you mind me asking you how old you are?
Oh, I'm of age, innit?
What age is that?
He's not asking you out, man.
Hey, you don't have to say the age if you don't want to.
No, I'm of age.
How he
innit?
can
I'm
drill
of
you.
age. I'm of age.
Are
innit? How's
you
everything?
guys? Are you guys really cool with Gordon? I don't really rate him at all. He just kind of dribbles past the man and just crosses it in. Like,
Conte apparently, and apparently Conte wants him at Tottenham, and I suspect we want him for the same reason, to play at wing back. I reckon that's what it is.
It looks
we
to
want
me
him for
like
wing
he
back.
fits what Tuchel wants, so I'm okay.
I guess
He's versatile. He can play in the front three. He can play wing back when James is.
If he can play wing back, that's great.
I definitely don't want Neto.
No.
Why not?
I just don't.
For
me, Neto reminds me of Pulisic.
What?
Faster,
I can see that, but I don't know. I guess Neto used to be in a better team, I think.
Lower center of gravity. He knows how to use his ball better. His body better.
93 minutes.
Yeah.
But this is for Neto. If he's going to be the same form before his injury, get him in. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm going to wait. Yeah. And he just came back, so I wouldn't take him now. But if he was able to hit the heights he had before, I would take him for sure.
Right, exactly. But Zaha over Neto, though. I think Zaha's better and more proven.
I think most people agree with Zaha. Maybe Cicada.
Even I kind of start to look at Zaha differently, even though I don't like the guy.
I don't want Zaha, but I'd rather have him than Neto in the sense that at least he's a goal scorer. That's his game. He wants to score goals, and I don't think Neto is. He's not ruthless enough.
Yeah.
Hold
on a second.
I wouldn't say he's a
young Pedro. Yeah, Neto reminds me of Pedro more. Yeah, Pedro more than.
No way. Pedro was way more clinical and effective. And
that's not what I'm saying. It's the way he approaches, the way he runs into. Kid is more to the game.
Completely. Complete. That's what I'm saying. Completely different. The way Pedro used to arrive late at the back post, late in the box, like he was a different level, and different player as well, not just level. Like Neto's not doing the same things. Neto's not getting goals. I think he scored like 9 goals in 3 seasons in the Prem.
Did Neto play in Barcelona with Messi, with all those midfielders and all those creativity that they have?
I must have missed him.
Huh?
Do you mean, did he play under the best manager of this generation? Are you asking that?
Come on.
To trade him around. Did he play?
Cicada, answer my question.
What do you mean? What's that? I didn't hear it.
Oh, let me explain it again. You saying that Neto is not as clinical as Pedro, right? Where did you get the stats for Pedro?
Pedro, I'm talking about from what I've seen at Barcelona and at Chelsea. He was a big game player. He used to come up with big goals.
Okay, answer to you. How you can judge the kid versus Pedro if he would have played, for example? Do you think?
No. What I'm saying is they're different. You were saying they're similar players. You were saying they're similar players, and I'm saying they're not similar at all because Pedro was more dynamic. Pedro used to arrive late in the box and get goals. Pedro used to offer off the ball what Pedro Neto doesn't, and he's clinical and and gets goals and assists. So Pedro, you can't really put on the same conversation as Pedro Neto.
Yeah, did he understood what I was saying?
From what I understand, you were saying that Pedro, you're not comparing them as in who's better or not, but you're saying they're similar players in their profile, in the things that they do.
It reminds me of Pedro.
Oh, just how he looks.
How?
Yeah. Move on. Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing, maybe.
Let's just go.
I gave you the chance.
Right.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, he gave me the chance. Thank you.
Peter says, would you take Aronson over Pulisic now? I haven't seen enough of Aronson. I can't judge him off that one.
He's not ready yet. He's good, but
I don't know
what
his profile is. Yeah, I don't really know that much about it.
Appreciate the donation anyway, but I don't know.
Are the Leao links really good? Are they concrete? I don't think so. There's interest, right?
Leao won't happen this year. It'll be next year.
It's for next season.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
We've let go of 4 attackers. We've let go of Werner, Lukaku. We're letting go of Ziyech. We're letting go of CHO. I think we're gonna get 2-3 attackers in. So Aubameyang, Gordon, and there'll be another one. I think, like a first team attacker.
I don't know.
There's no time.
It'll be 2. It'll be 2. Maybe 1, honestly. It's getting late to the window.
Even if it's next season,
if we don't get 3 attackers, then we'll definitely be getting a midfielder.
Casado.
Yeah.
We already got 1 attacker. Brozier counts as another attacker. So you got to count them too.
I don't know why we're not looking to Serie A, to someone like Benacer in midfield, someone even a bit older like Brozovic. I don't know. Maybe Brozovic would be a quick solution, but that Benacer looks like a quality DM. and he's box to box. He's not just a holding. He's got
or box to box.
essential
I don't
box
know
to
if
box, but he's in the more the mold of Kante in terms of defensively. He offers that protection as well. But he's a sitter. He is a sitter. But he drives forward. He does everything.
I think it's.
Wait, you're talking about the kid we just got?
I think when it comes to midfielder, it's tunnel vision.
Benacer is
on
25.
nothing
What are you
else.
talking about?
That's what it is.
Ah, I thought you were talking
You know
about
what
the
I think
Italian kid we
Tuchel's
got.
doing? I think
No,
Tuchel wants
Benacer plays
Rice,
for Milan.
but he's going to wait until next season. He's
Casado,
not going to
what-
get anyone else.
Why is Casado like players that
Wait,
sound like
Moya, what?
things at a bakery?
I think Tuchel wants Rice, and I think he's going to wait until next season. But he's
Yeah.
gonna, he's
Nah,
gonna
we
let
can't
the
wait.
midfield
Nah,
sit.
Tuchel doesn't
so,
really
too.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
Project
He's gonna
Rice.
win.
We're still
Well, we
waiting,
can't
holding
wait, but
hope.
that's what he's doing, isn't it?
We
What do you
can't.
mean?
I'm gonna
we
wait till
can't
his
be-
free
we-
transfer so we can get him.
We're not the
Rice
one.
ain't that good. Rice ain't that good to be waiting another season.
Well, that's what
He
Tuchel
is.
wants to do. It looks like.
If we
Says
finish,
who?
if
Says
we
who?
finish outside the top four,
Says his
he's
actions.
not here next summer, man.
Says his
think we're gonna
actions.
have
He's
to
not.
accept that.
How could his
Declan Rice
actions
is
say
gonna
that
be
he
a
wants
Chelsea
Rice?
player sooner or
Oh,
later.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his intentions to wait on this season.
But how do you know? This is what I'm saying. People are assuming we're not going to go in for anyone because we're not linked with anyone. But just
Because
I'm
he
saying, there's
hasn't
7
made
days
any
left. We
actions
need,
for anyone.
yeah, we need
De Jong
players.
was
Just
a
I
De Jong
can't.
was
I don't know why
an
you're expecting
opportunity.
us to not get more midfielders or more players. Like there's 7 days left, guys. Like there's going
Because
to be a lot of action.
I haven't seen any action, and he's just said in the media last week that we don't need midfielders. If he ends up getting one, then okay, great. I was wrong, but you can't blame me for not thinking that he's not going to get midfielders or for
I
thinking he's
think
not
if
going
we
to
get
get
in any
midfielders.
midfielder, it's going to be De Jong, and De Jong will be only if he chooses to leave.
Because
Otherwise,
it's an
we're not signing
opportunity.
nobody midfield.
That's
Nah,
it.
If any
it's De Jong
midfielder
Yeah.
comes, it's going to be De Jong.
Nah, I
But
don't
if-
think it's going to be De Jong. I
Yesterday
think
they
De Jong
said
could go
De
to
if
Jong
De
was
City.
Jong chooses, that's it. Otherwise, we're not signing no midfielder. And that's a
No.
big L on Tuchel.
Well, he's wanted Barella. Barella's someone that he wanted. That he's
Where
There were-
did
there
he
weren't
take
any-
it?
in the
There's no
past.
strong
In the
links.
past,
There's no
last, he
strong
spoke about
links.
it last. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but that would be a player that I'd be happy with.
Barella's
No,
like
I
into
heard
the
it. I heard he wants Neymar, Casado.
Oh,
He wanted
yeah.
Neymar. Yeah, I heard
Remember that?
Neymar. this
Never
one.
going to sell Barella.
We'll see. As I said, 7 days left.
Tuchel wants Neymar. It's happening. I heard
Regarding-
personal terms agreed.
Regarding the attackers in our system, do you guys think we need creative wingers or more like inside forwards, like to excel?
Both.
Creative wingers.
Oh, okay.
And
Those
striker.
kind of wingers. I want inside forwards that can score.
Yeah, me too.
I
Like
think it's
Liverpool.
more inside forwards for Tuchel system than.
Yeah.
So what? So
The
would you
creative
say-
wingers can play wing back, is what I mean. So we need both.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Jared Bowen then? Like,
Alex would.
No,
Hey,
Really?
Alex, you got some
Alex,
fans
yeah?
in
I
here,
don't mind
Alex. You got some fans. They
No,
knew.
I don't think.
no,
I
it's
get
not
the
even
Bowen.
the right
I get the
words.
Bowen
Like
thing,
that.
but I don't think. Maybe not. Maybe next season if he steps up. But
He's
I
better
don't know.
than Neymar.
he was good last
And
season.
what
He was really
the
good
hell
last
are we
season.
talking here?
He hit double digits in goals and assists last season. I think he'll do well for us too.
Yeah, I mean Ziyech has gone that right wing, so I think
You
he's
are
playing that right
mature,
wing.
smart kid. Now that's why I was asking how old you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But would Bowen work? I mean, look at the space he has at West Ham. Doesn't most of his
Yeah,
shot comes
that's
on
what I'm
the
saying.
break?
He's not Chelsea
It's
quality.
not necessary.
You s-
He's not only does it. He does it when the players in the box hit you. So no,
Okay.
I
I see
Yeah.
both
I've seen
of his
him. I've
He
seen
scored
him
against
for England.
Arsenal,
I've seen him play
Liverpool,
for
and City
England.
last year, and us. He's good, man.
I've seen him play for England in an attacking team, and against a
Dude, that
low
was
block,
2
and he
games.
looked.
That was
No,
2
I'm saying,
games.
but he looked poor, man. He looked poor.
England.
You're
an
saying
attacking team.
England attacking team,
But just no. They were playing against a crap team.
and
He
they
played
played
2 games.
attacking
He played like
team.
10 minutes.
I can't remember
He
who
didn't
it
even
was.
start. Yeah, he just started 1 game, but yeah,
Yeah, so he
he's
did.
new.
So.
He's new.
No, but
Okay,
what I'm
definitely
saying is he
learned.
doesn't look like he's got
Just
that quality
zip it,
for me.
man. Zip it.
So you're so wait. So you don't want. So hear me out. So Alex doesn't want Paqueta, but he wants what's this guy we're just talking?
Bowen?
Bowen. He wants Bowen, but not Paqueta.
Let me. You see my face. You see my
I
face.
wouldn't mind a
Now
Paqueta.
look at my face and look at my eyes, and let me answer you that
Put in
question.
full screen, Lewis. I can't see his eyes. Put in full screen. You see his guy's eyes.
What is this? What are you, Tuchel?
Yeah. For you,
both of
that look. My
What are you,
answer is
Tuchel, or
for
what,
you.
my Conte?
Takeda. Fucking A. My answer is for you, Takeda only. I don't give a fuck who's Paqueta or Pokuta or Pakaka is. I never watched the guy, but I saw
Well, that's
who's
your-
doing it.
Well,
Good
that's
box to
your
box.
problem.
And Bowen's
I've
done
seen
the
both.
same. Bowen's done
I've
the
seen
Premier
both.
League.
And
ordered it.
Paqueta's on a
And
different
this
He ordered
planet.
it this morning.
And Paqueta's on a
Well
different
done,
planet.
AK in his hand. Oh,
That's the water pistol. It's a water pistol. It's no.
Yeah,
It's
what?
Yeah.
a super soaker.
Ah.
It's a super soaker. That's what it
Oh
is.
shit. One sec. Let me go through the super chat. Artem says, one look at Neto's work rate and you'd understand why Tuchel has no interest. Tuchel only wants players who have tremendous work rate and pressing.
Exactly.
Neto has either. And also, sadly, that's probably why we aren't getting the great Eden Hazard back to the bridge. But it is what it is. A man can dream. A man can dream. Or CR7. That's cool.
At least
you
you
got
updated the
Aubameyang
picture.
coming.
Is
That's
Alba press?
Paqueta,
He really had
33
better,
million.
man. I'm telling you,
That's
he'd
what I'm
be
saying.
so good.
33 million. Oh my God, what are we doing?
Where
Not
does
gonna-
where does
I'll
Paqueta
borderline
even
cry.
play?
Everyone's saying there's nobody.
Cam at Leon.
He can
plays
attack
Cam, right?
mid, on the wing, and
Cam,
he can
right?
play false 9.
What team? What league is he playing?
Leon for
League
France.
One.
Olympic Lyon in League.
Wait, guys,
The
what?
only
What
thing
is
interesting-
quality? RR.
The only thing interesting is that he's not in Bundesliga. French, maybe.
No, France, yeah, we got good players there, man. Even the league is dead in it, but the players, I think, 'cause it's physical. It's a physical league. It's a physical league, so I feel like
No,
they
I
can
like
adapt
players
to
coming
the
from League One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I mean, I think Paqueta is a good player, but it doesn't look like Tuchel wants him. There have been no links at all
There's no
to
links,
this guy,
yeah.
but you keep crying about it, Cicada. And when we
It's-
when we dismiss it, you have like a big problem with it. I don't understand what your point is.
It's so
Same thing with
annoying.
Hi, baby, it's Cicada.
It's so annoying, yeah. Tuchel
We
wants
also
these
weren't
big
linked to
players.
Cucurella. We also weren't
Cry-
linked to Cucurella.
We
We got him
weren't
out of
linked
nowhere.
to
So
Cucurella.
We were linked
No.
to Cucurella.
The deal was just done in 24 hours.
were linked
honestly.
to.
that
were
was
linked
done
to-
quick.
No,
It
they
was
were
done
linked
quick.
to
We
him.
came out of nowhere. We came
They
out of
were linked-
nowhere and got
There
him.
were links to him
But
earlier
they were
in the
linked to
summer.
Cucurella.
They were linked to Man City. He was 100% going Man
No, they
City.
were
They
linked
weren't
to
links to
Chelsea
us.
as well.
They were linked
No,
to
but they
Chelsea.
weren't strong links. There were no strong links.
Well, there are
It
no
was only
links at
until
all.
it was only
There
until
are
the Man
no
City
links at
thing.
all to Paqueta.
Man
There
City
were
thing
no
came
strong
through,
links,
then we went
but
in.
he ended up at Chelsea, though.
Yeah, and that was out of nowhere. So what I'm saying, watch your space. There's 7 days
He
left.
wasn't
You
out
guys are
of
getting too
nowhere.
nervous. Calm
No.
down.
You know how many times you
Calm
said that,
down.
Caseta? You're gonna have too much
Calm.
space that we're
Matt-
gonna
I'm
have
getting
to try to
nervous
remember.
of being realistic and logical.
Max 4
That's what it
players
is.
we're gonna get in 7 days. Honestly, in my eyes, 3, 4 max.
The guy said in my eye. You have only one eye.
What did I say that? Sorry. Yeah, in my eyes. Yeah,
I
I
was
think
gonna
4.
say, I asked Andrew. He got 4. Maybe he's pair one.
I don't know, yeah.
Man, why does Tuchel want all these mid players though? Like, I don't understand, man.
Keep saying
So far-
you need to let
so-
him. You need to let him show you.
So far,
Yeah.
those mid players are cooking at Chelsea, right?
Yeah, honestly, we should back him because look at Antonio Conte in 2017, 2018. He didn't get his players.
Is that a time to change to flip the pancakes or something?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Hang on, I'm just saying. You said, you said why does people want these
Hard to
players?
follow.
And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said-
I'm doing
you said
on
why-
one perspective and another.
We already
Okay.
have too many flip floppers on this panel
Nah.
sometimes.
I'm on the gate. I'm in the middle though. That's the thing. Cause look at Conte. He wanted Van Dijk. He didn't get his
Yeah, we didn't
players.
back him. And we didn't
Yeah.
sack him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Yeah,
Allison as well.
yeah. Look what
Yeah,
happened.
and I'm thinking, yeah, if he had got his players in 2017, 2018,
No, not Allison. Sorry, that was sorry.
yeah, if he had
No, he
got,
wanted Allison.
if Conte had got his players, yeah, in 17, 18
Conte
season,
wanted
he'd be
Alisson.
Let him
challenging
finish.
for the
Let him
league.
finish.
No, because we had
For Christ's sake.
Courtois.
Guys, let him finish the sentence, man. Go on.
So yeah, I just wanted to say, if Conte had got his players that season, I think we'd be in kind of the race for the Premier League, like challenging, like for these past 5 years, if you know what I mean, because we got some horrid players, man. That window was so bad, man. Honestly,
Agree. And
This is what it
2020's the same.
yeah.
2020 window's the same.
2020 is a
Yeah,
little
now it's
different.
different.
They had a
Now
lot
it's
of
different.
potential. All of
Now
them had
now we're
potential.
we're
All
going
young.
for. We were doing madness before Marine, and they were pulling some mad fucking
Same.
scams in the
2020's
background.
the
there.
same. Nearly the
Different.
same.
I think this
2020.
time it's different under Bowley. We're just getting the players that the manager wants. So at least we can't. There's no thing of oh, the manager didn't want this, the manager didn't want. It looks like we're getting everything he wants.
There's no excuse now. If he gets the players
There's
he
no
wants,
excuse.
if he gets the players he
Exactly.
wants, and there's no other midfield link because we're just after Young, then it's on him. This season
Yeah,
is on him.
it's not looking
No
good.
excuses. I don't even when they get injured. I don't want to hear the excuses of him. I don't want to hear the injury excuses because he chose to go this route with the midfield. That's what I'm wanting. I don't want any excuses given for him or hear any excuses for him. We know that Kovacic and Kante will get injured multiple times this season. It's bound to happen, and they'll be out. So if he then comes on after the game, if we lose or draw, and goes, oh well, something about like, oh, we haven't got Kante, we haven't got Kovacic, and that's on you, bro. That is on you.
Can you imagine how bad Tuchel will look if having made the statement, and let's say Kovacic and Kante get injured again throughout the course
It's
of the season,
official.
and we
Ziyech
suffer?
Ajax.
I mean, I'm gonna be looking at him.
Oh
Really,
shit!
really
Here we
fond.
go.
Yeah, honestly,
I did see.
I agree, Moyo.
did see earlier that what's his name? Personal terms were agreed. So if the here we go's been done now, then you better.
I don't.
For who?
Wait, what's
For who,
happened?
Lewis?
What?
Where is this?
For who?
Ziyech.
What happened?
Oh,
Is there
Ziyech.
here we go or not?
I can't
No,
see it.
I'm
When are
trying
we
to
getting
see
it?
it, but I don't see it. I saw it in the chat, but
No,
maybe
there's
the
no
guy
here
is
we
lying.
go.
Yeah, someone said here we go for
personal
Neymar
terms
as well,
chat
so
earlier.
they're talking rubbish.
What's happened?
Anas Kandani, you
What,
lying.
what's happened these 3-4 weeks, man? Like we couldn't sign players at the beginning of the window because all these sanctions, and now look at the time we're taking. I don't understand Chelsea, man. Is that
It's
Chelsea?
been
Because
unique
it's
circumstances this
to
summer.
do. It's to do with the. I also think it's to do with the structure of the payment. We're going into the last week of the transfer window. These teams are going to want a lot of the money up front to then do their signings. It's not. They don't want it to be spread over 4 or 5 years. Leicester, they want 70. I don't think it's even a 70 million price. I think it's the amount that we're willing to pay up front. I think they want at least 50, 55 of it or something like that. Same with Everton. If it's 60, they're going to want 45, even 50 probably up front straight away because then they've got to go spend that money. So it's probably the structure of the payments.
I blame
Barcelona. It's Barcelona. I don't even know why we're into that. We should just walk away from this Aubameyang thing. Them asking for 30 million euros. They're taking the piss.
30 million is too much.
It's too much, man. And
Way too much.
they need.
Who cares? Who cares?
Aubameyang's just a stopgap, though.
Yes, it is. It's a
Yeah, but
stopgap.
for who though? But for who next season?
Just short-term
Nkunku.
solution.
They're linked with
Nkunku.
Whoever.
Yeah.
Leao.
Balls out in the World
Leao.
Cup, so we can get everyone champion behind it.
Nah,
That's the thing as well. I think January's going to be big this year because of the World Cup. I think there's going to be some players that might not want to move before the World Cup
I don't think we're
because
gonna
if
buy
they're
anyone.
settled in
After.
clubs.
We better
No,
buy
yeah,
a midfielder.
because they'll be set. They might not want to be unsettled before the World Cup, so they'll stay where they are, and then after the World Cup, I think January might be a big window.
Right. Yeah.
But then everyone's going to be extra peas.
A lot of injuries probably, but
Yeah, well, that's peas are peas. Do you know what I mean? You can't hide away from the fact that everyone's costing.
Next window is probably going to be a big window as well.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so. Right after the World Cup, always, because there's going to be players that shine in the World Cup that are going to get snapped up. It always happens in the Summer World Cup. It's going to happen now.
Yeah, but look, we're up to Leao and Nkunku, and let's not lie. With Madrid, they're gonna want one of them. That's the thing.
they want their Mbappe replacement. Yeah, exactly.
So
But let's see.
if we do land Leao and Nkunku, it's giving me 2020-21 vibes. Like I don't know, man.
Nkunku, Leao, right? Perfect summer.
Rice, bro, what are you smoking? Oh my lord, man. We're not getting all three in one summer, bro.
Why not?
What do you mean? Oh,
I'd rather get Benacer than Rice.
bro, come on, man. We're not gonna get all three in one window. Come on, man. Look how much that is.
If Rice is cheap, then yeah.
Rice ain't
is
cheap.
like 50, 60.
Rice ain't
Next
cheap.
summer he will be. Next summer he will
Rice
be.
is cheap.
West Ham are
Next
looking
summer he
at
will
us
be.
right now, yeah. Look at these teams
They're last.
shafted us. Brighton shafted us for Cucurella.
Yeah, but the
Leicester
thing is,
gonna shaft us.
Yeah, so
I think we're
And
building
they're going to shaft us even
But it
more.
won't be like 100 mil or 90
No,
mil.
man.
It'll be like 70 to 80.
No,
I
it
think-
won't.
I think-
Not for
I
Rice.
I think we're building a relationship with West Ham because we're selling them Zuma and Emerson. I think so. When we go in for Declan Rice, it'll be like a sweetener, innit?
You know what? If this,
No, it
wouldn't.
wouldn't. I guarantee you it will not. I guarantee you.
I tell you what, Pukadoku, if Rice
that's not
if
gonna
Rice had
happen.
nothing to do with Cobham, you wouldn't say anything about him, man. You're just so biased when it comes to people.
No, that's not true, then. But
You just.
Anyway,
you know,
we're gonna get Rice sooner or
when it comes
later.
to Rice,
Anyway, bro.
you know what? It's just they've got it's still going to be 100 million in a year's time.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money.
He is commercially so valuable to them as well. So you know, especially if he has a good World Cup.
But he's not signing a contract. I think that's the
He's
only
not
thing.
signing a contract, but
yeah,
I
they
think
can just
let him go to Man
United.
United.
Unless they get the fee they want, they can just run it down.
We already got Casemiro. Why they need to hear?
Yeah, he'll get older. Let him get him on a free in 2 years after Casemiro's done all his after he's got his retirement.
I don't understand. Why don't you guys rate Rice? He's a good player. Like he's actually a good player despite all the agenda.
Overpriced, and he's not that great.
Okay,
He's not worth it. He's
Come on,
not
man.
worth
Rice
it.
is good. Rice
I don't
is
think
good.
He's a good player.
I'd have him. Don't get me wrong. I'd have him.
50
Yeah, I'd
mil,
have him.
I'll take him any
Don't
day
get me
of the
wrong.
week.
I would have
He
him.
would be a good box-to-box option for us if he was not worth 150.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's that.
My biggest issue, I keep telling you, is not that he is a shit player. It is that he is 150 million, and half this fan base still wants him.
Yeah,
that is stupidness.
Plus, he's been shit at the start of the season as well.
Yeah, but
we'll talk about it. If Rice was
No one talks
60,
about it.
70 million, you wouldn't hear
That
any issues from me.
Yeah.
60. No, he ain't 60, man. Come
They're
on.
gonna see. They're gonna see us.
22.
They're
come
gonna see
on,
us
he's 22.
offering
No, 'cause you have
70
to
million.
take West Ham's valuation into account too.
Lewis, they're gonna see West Ham are gonna see Chelsea.
60 from Everton. You say
Exactly.
I mean,
They're not going to see exactly.
Unproven Gordon.
They're going
It's
to.
a
They're seeing
GM,
we've bid 70 million for a defender 70 million for a defender that's played like 35 Premier League games. There's no way they're going to accept Rice for selling Rice for 70 million when they know we're paying 70 million for someone who hasn't even played 40 games.
Okay.
Situation's different.
Or Gordon.
Okay, say we take this route and let him run his contract down, and say he's gonna leave for free. Do you reckon, if there's a lot of teams in for him, do you reckon he'll still pick Chelsea?
Probably. Sounds like
have
he's a
UCL
Chelsea
and
fan,
we look ambitious. Yes.
Maybe we
He
should
loves
try
Chelsea.
that route, but I don't know. It's risky, man.
I don't
There'll
think
be more team interested next summer. We need to go for it. I think this.
I would rather. I don't like players coming back. I'll be honest. I don't like players coming back. Once they've left, I think you just leave.
It's not
No, I know, but I think there's this weird chip on their shoulder that they've got something to prove, and a lot of the time that's too much to handle.
He did fail.
Too much to handle.
He failed.
No, right.
He didn't fail. He didn't fail.
Well, how come he didn't stay at Cobham then?
Because there was better people in that position.
No. Because we
That's a definition of fail.
That is fail.
That's a definition of fail.
That's literally the definition.
Do you see what I mean about this guy in Cobham? Unbelievable. You see what I mean? Anyone.
You got released, bro.
Anyone who's had a tour at Cobham, this guy rates him over everything. It's ridiculous. This guy, we've got the best janitors at Cobham. No other janitors in the world are best. All Cobham janitors.
Bring in Javi Simmons.
What's happening with Fabian Ruiz?
Jesus.
Because he doesn't look like Fabian Ruiz. It doesn't look like he's going PSG anymore.
Who's
that? He's a good player. He looks like a good player.
Fabian Ruiz is a
We're
very.
not linked to him. He's a midfielder we're not linked to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's De Jong or nothing. I'm telling you. It's De Jong or nothing.
No,
No, we can't be moving like that, man. Surely.
That's what I mean.
Surely we're not moving like that, Andrew.
Anything can change.
I know, but I don't think that
Anything can
means
change.
that
It's football.
doesn't necessarily mean that we're in for no one. It just means there's no
Okay,
links.
if that's the case, then how come this Rafael Leao stories then came out on Monday out of nowhere?
For next season.
We're not linked to any midfielder. We're linked to other defenders if we don't get Fofana, but we're not linked to any other midfielder if we don't get De Jong. Nothing whatsoever.
No.
I mean, it would be disaster if we don't, and Kante and Kova don't come back
If we don't
quick.
get De Jong, I don't want to hear Tuchel complain about his midfield.
I agree, Andrew.
This year.
I agree.
I don't want to hear it. He knows about Kovacic and Kante, and he's the cause of some of that as well by rushing them back and playing them for 90 minutes in their first game back instead of substituting them. So it's on him. If he thinks that Ruben Loftus-Cheek and playing Gallagher in the 6 and possibly playing Chukwuemeka in the 6 or something like that works, then it's not. I'm sorry.
It's not a Chaka Mecca.
Listen, we were never gonna get.
Chuko Mecca.
We're never gonna get everybody this win. That's the
I
thing.
nailed that name.
That's the thing.
That was
We're never
spot on,
gonna
Alex.
get everybody. We're never
Thank you.
gonna get
Thank you.
everybody
I
this.
work hard on
Yeah,
it.
not everybody, but we haven't got one midfielder, and we've lost. You know, we've lost 2 with injury, and they're consistently injured, and we're going to lose 4 or
Guys,
5 attackers.
How you
So,
can
and we've
expect
lost how
Chelsea
many
to be
defenders?
good
Like,
when we have
it's
fans
disaster.
like Cicada over here?
That's why we should really
that?
go for Paqueta right now. I'm telling you,
But
because
we're not going to. I'm telling you
And
right
Peter
now.
Doku.
I know that, but
But we know the reason why, Jay. We know the reason why.
Why?
Man doesn't think
Would you guys
we
take-
have a problem in midfield. He doesn't think we have a problem in midfield.
Nah, he said it when he came. Come on, man.
Do you know
Come
why?
on. He's already said it in the
Hang
summer.
on, you say
He
that.
said it in the
He
summer.
said
He said it a
that.
couple of weeks ago.
You
He said it a
that.
couple of weeks
He
ago.
said we need replacements in defence, and he's basically thrown all the attack under the bus twice. Once in
And what did he say about
pre-season,
midfield?
and
What did he say about midfield? He said that
2
the
seasons
profile.
ago,
He
yes,
said
he
that the
said
age.
something about
No, not
midfield,
2
I
seasons
remember.
ago. Not 2 seasons ago. I'm talking about
It
2
was
weeks ago.
2 seasons ago.
2 weeks ago in a press conference, he said that the age profile is not balanced. It's not young enough. So the balance is wrong in midfield. He's got 3 30-year-olds.
Can you
30
post
plus year olds.
anywhere? Can you send us a
He
link?
said he
would
wants.
you?
That's why
I will. I'll find it after. I'll find it after. I'll send it.
But that doesn't matter. Hang
That
on.
does
That doesn't matter.
It
What did he say
because
after
that
the
thing
Leeds
doesn't
game?
say about
What
we
did he
need
say
it.
after the-
It's
what did he
all
say
said
No,
that by
he
age.
just said the balance is wrong. Yeah, exactly. So that obviously he's not
What do you
said.
mean
Oh
the
yeah, we need
balance
him.
is
But that
wrong?
obviously
About the
he said the balance is wrong in
Well,
midfield.
I'm
He said
asking
with the
you what
age. He said the
balance, sorry,
age
I'm not
profile.
That
The
quote
age
is
profile
out-
balance.
That quote is
What's the
outdated
balance?
by what he said after
Age
Leeds.
profile. You're saying there's
What-
3 30-year-olds in the central midfield. He needs a younger profile. He said it 2 weeks ago.
Those quotes are outdated by what he said after the Leeds game about the midfield. So what he
Yeah,
said 2
but
weeks
God,
ago totally takes away what he said.
What do you say?
Do you really believe what he said after Leeds? Do you really
Why,
believe what he
hang
said
on, why
after
do you believe
Leeds?
what he said 2 weeks ago?
He said
But
we
why
don't
would
need
you believe what he
midfielders
said after
the
Leeds?
man.
Come on,
Why
man.
would you believe
Come
what he
on.
said 2 weeks
Come
ago?
on, he's taken all the stick
No,
from
answer the question. Why would you believe what he said 2 weeks ago, but not after Leeds?
because what he said 2 weeks ago makes perfect sense.
No,
Him
it's
coming
not
out
you,
after a
for
defeat.
you.
Him
For
coming
you,
out after a
yes.
defeat.
Yeah, to you.
No, him
For
coming
you.
out.
It doesn't. Why would
Him
you
coming out
believe it?
after a defeat. Him coming out after a defeat and saying, "Oh yeah, our midfield's fine."
Where's-
He obviously
where's
knows it's not
Fatur?
because he just played Gallagher in midfield. He obviously knows the midfield is a problem.
He threw the attack under the bus
Because he's
the
making a
pre-season.
point. He needs players. We'll see. How much you want to bet before the end of the window we're going to get a midfielder? I'll bet some money.
How much?
Come
What?
on.
How much? Go on,
How much?
how
Yeah.
Put your money. Go on,
Well,
how much?
Cicada, he
100,
mentioned players who
100
are
quid.
as part of the players he has. Players
I
who
would-
are injured, but he expects to be back. So he doesn't care about the fact that they're injured. He
No,
considers
Let's
midfielders to be back.
let's Andrew, are you accepted this?
£100. Sign a midfielder. You know what? No.
You should take
quality.
that bet. You should take that bet
I'll tell you
because
what,
we're not
I
gonna
just
buy
can't be
midfielders.
bothered.
It has to
Andrew,
I won my
fold
bet.
it.
I won my
You should
bet.
take
No,
that bet.
because
I'm
you gotta
telling
put some
Spurs
conditions
We're
with
not
that
paying a
because
midfielder.
then someone versatile is gonna start saying, "Oh well, he can
No,
be.
because
He's
we're
a
going to get like a
midfielder."
free transfer like Saul.
We already signed a midfielder.
No, Andrew, it has to be someone who will
Who, fam?
Dude, he's not a starter.
caliber.
No, I don't want to do this.
It
I'm
can't
not good at
be
gambling anyway.
like a signing.
Nah,
No,
I
yes,
would
I
say
can win
it's a
from-
midfield signing. It's
That's
not
why
trying. A
Fatur can
midfield
afford to
signing.
come on the streams no
We've
more.
already signed 2 midfielders actually.
No, we have. Bro, come
Bro,
on.
they're not
fam.
starters.
Don't
They're part of the
count,
under 23s.
man.
No, they're not. One's in the
Really?
squad.
No,
One's in the squad.
Chukwuemeka is gonna play at Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
not going back.
Yeah.
How much?
The other
Nah,
kid is
man.
not.
You man are taking
Chukwuemeka,
it.
No,
nah,
it can't even be like a Chukwuemeka signing. It has to be someone who will fit right away. Now has some.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Later on
De
the-
Jong.
He hasn't come off the bench at all once. We need a player who, when we sign him,
Exactly.
be on-
Exactly.
going to be in the team. From
We
day
need a starter. Yeah, starter quality at least.
I swear, we better get scouts. We need the director of football before the World Cup or during. Like, I'm telling you, yeah, we're so rotten, man, from the top of the transfer bits. It's so annoying. Because,
The market is bad too right now. You can't lie.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
understand.
blame Neymar's transfer, man. Because every team thinks they can add 20, 30,
Yeah.
even
When you
40.
blame
They
Neymar,
can.
same time blame Takeda. That's the way to go because he's the
Nah.
one that, because of girls like him, made
We
Neymar
really-
the most expensive transfer.
We really made a blunder, man. That window
What
where we
blunder?
got the Lukaku and Saul, like what?
Yeah, that was under the old regime, man. They were
I
fucking.
guess.
They were just cowboys. They were good. Like, don't get me wrong. Marina in the back room thing, they were ruthless. They were good, but they had to operate in a certain way because of it's almost just the parameters they had. They had to work in a certain way and they had to be a certain way. Now we're moving different. We're operating a completely different way.
Yeah,
So I don't think we're going to have the same issues of the past.
them,
He's
but
really a bum, fam. Honest.
he's the one making decisions on getting Lukaku and not getting Tchouaméni, getting Saul. He's the one who's deciding not to get another midfielder. He's the
Literally.
Do you understand how much
Not getting Tchouaméni was hell.
Chouameni and Koundé, yeah? Chouameni and Koundé, I'm telling you, if you had got them, yeah, I'm telling you, we win the league. I don't know, but
I'd take Valverde from Madrid
we would
if
have
we
won
could get
the
him.
league in
He's
21-22.
He's not leading. He's not leading.
I heard somebody's talking about Marina in the previous regime and how we're moving differently. Can I have like explanation how we're gonna run the differently, please?
I think okay. So I think especially from what we've seen this window, we're moving completely differently because we're only getting the players that Tuchel wants. So if this is anything to go by, then obviously we're giving the manager what he wants. But ultimately, they want to bring a football director of football in, and they're going to have the whole operation seamless. So Tuchel doesn't have to get involved. But they want to make it essentially like what City do, how City operate and how Liverpool operate, where you've got the players and Tuchel will have a say. But I think it's going to be not like Liverpool because I don't think Klopp has as much of a say. But I think it's more going to be akin to City. But we'll see. We don't know. We're all speculating.
So the only difference is we're gonna stick to the same manager. That's what you basically said.
Well, not that we're going to. We're going to have a completely different way of. It's the whole culture of the club is changing. Like we can't underestimate that. It's not
You
just
can
the
just use the
people
word
changing.
culture and just say
The
it's it.
buzzwords
This
are
is
mad.
No, come,
No. It's a completely different. It's completely. You got completely different people. Before you had Abramovich, who was basically Russian state. Now you've got American.
I'm
You
gonna
know, you got
slap the shit out of you in a minute, though.
you got finance. No, I'm saying you got financial actors now. You got finance guys and big corporate guys and Hollywood guys. Like Bowley's in. So my point is we're completely. He's already said it. They want to run Chelsea like the City of London. That's what they want. They've said it. And I can see what they're trying to do with Chelsea. They're trying to make it that. Whereas before we were like everyone hated us. I think they're trying to get it. It's a big PR thing as well. Let's see.
You could have just said that in the beginning. He's trying to make it more marketable.
I like it. He went all the way around.
But he went around like Chelsea, Russian.
We've all done it.
Chelsea.
We've all gone a long way around for a shortcut.
Nah, we can't really.
So at the end of all that speech,
but don't get me wrong. I love the old regime. Don't get me wrong.
Waffle House, all of that to get to the point that we were gonna be run like a Hollywood. That's what you're saying.
Let's be honest, yeah.
Huh?
No. Let me talk to the cicada for a second.
Okay.
How are we gonna make the money?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
We have Pulisic.
How are we going to make what money?
To buy players.
What?
How? What are you talking about? What changes? What difference does that make when the new owners come in?
Oh, so you think that the new owner is the one that's gonna buy us the players, right? And it's it. Like there's the club.
No, This summer, yeah. This summer. Summer. That's how it is.
From this summer, that's how it is. What about next summer?
Next summer they're getting in a DOF. They're getting a DOF.
So where are we gonna get the money to buy players when DOF is coming?
Where are we gonna get money?
What
the hell is going on here?
Oh, what?
From the same place. From the TV sponsors, from the sponsors, from shirt sales, from everything, from how you get revenue. It hasn't changed in the few months.
Do you know how much Chelsea has revenue?
Not off the top of my head, no. What's that? What difference does that make?
I tell you at the top of your head.
What difference does that make? Do you know what I mean? Why are you? Who is this?
Who is this? That's your daddy.
You work for KPMG or something?
Well, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm trying to
I
teach
don't
the
know.
thing.
It's like
I'm
500 million. It's like 500
tired.
million.
I'm tired of people saying like a blaming on regime, and all of a sudden we're gonna
I'm
be
not blaming the
run-
old regime. I'm saying it's
No.
different.
No,
They're going
it wasn't.
to run different. That's fact. It's pretty clear.
We don't
We
really know
still-
what's really gonna happen though.
I'm trying to understand how we're gonna make the money to buy the players to be run differently, because previous regime had to run loan system to be sustainable club so we can buy the players that we want. Do you understand that?
Yes, and now, as I'm saying, we've now no longer got what they considered a Russian actor. Now it's an American guy who's very big in with the media, with everything. We're going to be a complete. The PR around us and the perception around the club is going to be completely different.
There's no need to mention nationality though. I don't think
No,
you
it's
really.
not. It's not nothing to do with me. I'm just saying the way the media, the way the media have treated Chelsea is because
the
Aaron's
money
Russian.
coming from to buy
He's right.
players.
He's right.
I'll do it.
He's
I'll do
right,
this
man.
for you. I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you. After the summer, they'll then look at different sponsorship. The free sponsorship is up this season. They'll look for a new main shirt sponsorship. Other sponsorships will come in. They'll name every stand after a fucking something, you know, Amazon Prime, whatever, stadium or something like that. It will come in that way. The socks will get sponsorship. Everything will get. You will see.
Yeah,
so many
we'll generate a
sponsorships.
lot more.
Yeah, it'll be like that. Are we happy now? That's how we're going to generate money.
The academy games.
I'm not saying I'm happy, but I'm saying we're changing. We're not going to be run the
You're
same.
happy. Just the explanation. I think that's
Yeah.
the short answer. Is afterwards we're going to get loads. We're going to look for loads of sponsorships and high.
Thank you, Andrew.
Very good and
I
concise,
think
Andrew. I like that.
tweet about Hudson-Odoi, by the way, again, doesn't add anything more to the table that we have already discussed. So there's no point bringing it up. Appreciate everyone bringing it up, though. We've been going for nearly 2.5 hours. I'm going to end the stream now because I've got to be on Neil's channel at 6:30 for a Leicester-Chelsea preview. So everyone, check that out, 6:30 Beyond the 90 LCFC. We're going to be discussing Leicester to Chelsea and probably the Fofana situation as well. And Neil always has like his sources and behind the scenes stuff as well. So we might hear a few things that we don't necessarily know about. So check it out, give Neil some love, and we'll be there at 6:30. Till then, like, subscribe, and as always, up the Chelsea. Let's go.